Hello and welcome to Bounty into Comics. My name is John Trent. I'm the founder and editor-in-chief at Bounty into Comics. I'm joined by my co-host and associate editor, Spencer Bacouli.
Hey.
We'd like to
going
welcome
well. How about
you.
yourself?
It's going great. It's going great. I'd like to welcome you all to the Black Pill stream. We've also got our other co-host, Donald Edmonds, here with us as well.
Oh, he made it. Don!
Yeah. Just got back to work.
It's good to see you. We have a lot to talk about.
Time.
We have a lot to talk about on this stream.
Yes, we do.
Roof Korean is suggesting another change of the stream name. He's saying stream.
The truth stream.
Yeah, the truth stream.
No, the truth gets you shut down these days, so we would automatically be thrown off of YouTube. But
we got a lot to talk about. I think the main focus, obviously, will be our thumbnail and the OneRing.net basically going full SJW woke insanity. The more they tweet, the more they're digging a hole. So we'll definitely be digging into that. I mean, it's still happening. It's literally still happening. I mean, they're still tweeting, and like, I remember there's this guy. He follows us sometimes on YouTube here at Burnouts. He's always just like, hey, like you should like take a chill. And I was like, thanks, I know what I'm doing. like he's always like, chill out when I'm like responding back to like
to somebody else ripping into you.
Yeah, SJW's coming after us, and it's like, no, you have to like stand up to these people. But with the One Ring, they are full on the woke train, and we'll kind of discuss why it looks like that. I have my own theories. I kind of hinted at it in the video that I put up earlier today on their initial tweet thread, but we'll get into a little bit more of that later on. We'll also talk about, I just saw this just broke from the Hollywood Reporter, a rumor about Jupiter's Legacy. It looks like the show got canceled and they're replacing it with something else. So we'll see what happens. We'll look into that article as well. I haven't actually looked at it. I just saw that headline and I thought that was something that we would want to discuss. And then what else did I see here? I had something else here. I guess we can talk about. There's this. There was a big Variety had a big article with Sony. I know Don's working on an article with that. We might take a look at that. Take a peek at what Mr. What is his name? Sanford something.
Sanford Pitchard or whatever his name is.
Richard or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
His last name starts with a P. I know his first name because it's just that's a unique name, Sanford.
Yeah.
But let's get into the chat here a little bit. We got Deviant Porg is saying hello. Hey everyone. Hi Deviant Porg. Bobby Campbell is here. 100% facts man. Love Bobby Campbell. It's 100% facts.
See, Bobby Campbell's great. What's up, buddy?
It's his comment. His catchphrase. It says, "Hey everyone, when do we start? We usually start at 9, a little bit after sometimes." Mark Loseth is here, saying hi all. Roof is loving the thumbnail where I turned the Witch King vampire sword into the Resurgam comment is hilarious. It looks like is about to get the black pill to the face. He doesn't say that. He has another word for the pill. Tahillam is here. He says, good to see you, Bounty into Comics, and whoever else made it here. How's it going, Tahillam? Good to see you as well. Vintage Comics is here. Vintage Comic Love is here. What did I miss?
What's up? Not a lot yet.
Watching Nick Arcata was on the Viva stream. I watched a little bit of the. I watched a little bit of the Viva Frey stream. I watched when Gary was on there, and then he had. I think Barnes is the lawyer is on there. Co-hosts with Viva Frey sometimes. I watched some of that a little bit. Tahillam is like the China stream.
John Cena.
John Cena.
Resurgam is making more comments that I'm not going to show.
They're risque.
Mark Lesurth. Oh yeah, we'll talk about this too. Thank you for reminding me, Mark, about that. We'll talk about the John Cena stuff. I saw a couple other YouTubers were talking about it. I haven't gotten an article up on it yet. Wanted to go check the numbers, see what it is. I thought I saw something like 85% or around there decline So we'll take a look at the
Ouch.
numbers and see what it looks like over there in China for Fast 9.
Hey, we're making progress though. China is out of AMC. Done.
They've been out of AMC like 2 weeks, like last week. Didn't we talk about it?
Yeah, it was last week.
Yeah.
They pulled out. The Wanda Group
Fantastic.
pulled out. Complete pullout. And the AMC boss now is just like, apes all the way.
There it is.
He's talking about like actually like listening to the apes and the retail investors, and it's like shocking. An American company listening to American investors.
Customer service? That's crazy.
Yeah.
I know.
Free
Since
popcorn and screening events and, private screenings and, all that stuff for retail investors.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that rumor.
I'm flabbergasted. I feel like I'm valued as a customer again.
It's
no,
amazing.
it won't last.
I mean, once you hit rock bottom, things go up. AMC
nowhere else to go. But yeah, it's true.
That's what I've been saying. That's what I've been saying. And
You
also
said
like
theaters are dead.
I do. I still think.
I still think that.
Despite what A Quiet Place Part 2 did, which I have to look at those numbers again as well, because when I did the article yesterday about the Memorial Day weekend, they didn't have Monday's numbers in, which seemed like really delayed. So it's like, what are they doing here? Are they cooking the books?
They're hoping for the best, yeah.
Yeah. So they were saying, I mean, still 48 million or whatever it was, still pretty good. That's about, I think the first one did 50, and it opened up on like in April, on like a no holiday, April 6th or whatever. It could have been Easter. I'm not sure.
Was it on an Invisible Man budget? Because that one was like $7 million to make.
The second one?
Oh no, the Blumhouse one.
Yeah.
The recent one.
The Quiet Place? What are you talking about? I'm confused. What's the question?
He's talking about Invisible Man. That's what Don just said.
What kind of budget were they looking at for making it?
For
making A Quiet Place 2.
Oh, I mean, I don't know.
Because if they made 70, then they made more than enough to make up for it if they only spent like 7 or 10.
All right. So they're saying 3-day 48.38. See, look, they still don't even have. Let's see here. All right, it's saying it's done 61 million.
Okay.
Domestic. So in opening weekend was 47. Production budget 17 million.
Okay. Well, they made their money back then. Fine. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. They made a lot of their money back. Almost 4 times. And it's only going to go up from here. We'll see how much it drops off. But 61 million, that is actually really, really good. Because if we go back and look at A Quiet Place, the first one.
This, mind you, was when theaters were fully open, fully staffed.
Yeah, so they had an opening weekend of 50 million. So, I mean, 3-day weekend, A Quiet Place 2, 47 for the sequel, 50. That's actually really good.
That's pretty good, yeah.
For that film. But also remember, this isn't like a huge tentpole blockbuster Marvel movie.
Same.
But it is pretty solid. It's got big name it's probably got some of the biggest name actors in this film with what's her name in it. Her name is like literally just escaping me. Emily Blunt.
Emily Blunt, yeah.
Emily Blunt. And then obviously Cillian Murphy, I think is how you say his name.
Yeah, I think that's how you say it, right? Yeah. I like him. Yeah, I always forget he's in it.
I mean, he might not be like popular actor, but he is one of the best. I think.
Oh, it got better. Got better numbers than the Dog Killer movie. That's good.
Yes, so we can look at Cruella because they have that comparison here versus Cruella. So let's just take a look. Oh, why does it? Okay, you see Cruella's in red, very far behind. 28 million on 5th day. So let's go here. And
what's the production budget?
It's probably huge. They don't have it. They don't have it.
What?
It's not on there. They don't have it listed. But yeah, opening weekend 21.5 million, almost 4,000 theaters. So domestic share, they're saying 64% of.
That's
I'm
a
guessing
domestic
that's
beating.
yeah. 1.33. I don't know what that number's for. I don't know what that. I'd have to look that up. They're comparing it to Alita. That's weird.
That is a really weird comparison.
Cruella are nothing in common.
Like, yeah, that's a very small overlap of fan bases right there.
Yeah, and then so our resident troll on Twitter, who got called out by Eric July, which was great. His name is like Sword of the Morning or something like that.
Oh, that guy's so annoying.
I have him muted.
I only have him unmuted just because like it's on our account. Like we don't mute people on our account, so I see it flood in, and I'm just like, dude,
he's muted on Boundary. I haven't.
He is.
Don't block. But
it's because of my tweet deck, how it's set up. That column is okay. Never mind. You're right, but I see him all the time because I don't have him muted on my personal, so I see it and I'm just like, dude, go away.
Yeah,
get a hobby.
But so let's go here to Instagram. Oh, actually, I probably hold on. Well, let me pull it up first. You guys don't need to see my personal Instagram feed because I don't know what's going to show up. I mean, I guess we could be gambling there.
I mean, you learned the lesson from Chris Evans, so that's.
Yeah. But yeah, so this is Samba TV. They're saying that 686,000 U.S. households streamed Cruella on Disney Plus over Memorial Day weekend. They say that's 37% less than the number who streamed Mulan. And then they did this post: 1.1 million streamed Mulan. Mulan did not have a theatrical release, so it's just purely on Disney Plus. So I don't know. I haven't crunched the numbers, so I don't really know what the 686,000 would correlate to like box office revenue. But I mean, that's still a huge decline from Mulan. Box office was really low. I mean, 686,000 is quite a bit. So households streamed it. So what is that times 30?
So I do taking that number 686,000, multiplying it by 15 just to be fair, about 10 million. $290,000 is what that equates to.
Okay, so you're saying it's $10 million. If you multiply, so why did you choose 15? Just curious.
Just because it's an in-between number. Yeah, it's like an in-between number between like the cheaper theaters and the more expensive theaters. So I just went in the middle-ish there.
Oh, okay. So I
just pulled it randomly.
So if you actually believe that every household paid $30 to stream Cruella, which is what the cost was, it's 20.
I don't know about that.
Million.
I don't know about that. I was just going off of those 686,000. If they had bought one ticket for themselves to go see it in the theaters, that's all I was doing.
Right.
Not that $30 garbage. Good Lord.
Okay. Yeah. So if it is $30 though, that's $20.5 million. So tack that on, and it's about the same as what Quiet Place Part 2 did. If you trust Samba TV's numbers. So, yeah, Vintage Comic Club is saying around 15 million. We'll see. I don't know. I don't know enough about how Samba TV does their calculations. Obviously, we know that they have stuff on televisions, but they don't. They obviously try and calculate that. They use an algorithm to calculate because obviously they're not on every single television in the United States. I actually had a competing company. They were called Just Watch. I'd never heard of them.
Huh.
Sent me an email. It seemed like they do the same thing with Samba TV. They wanted me to do an article about their top streaming TV shows and movies. And I was like, yeah, that sounds something that we would be into. Can you give me some more information on how you got these numbers and stuff? And haven't heard anything back from them.
What?
So yeah. So
popularity, the Nevers, Doctor Who.
Right. The Nevers is the Nevers even out yet? I don't know.
I think it is actually.
Maybe
I think
it
it
is.
started.
I'm not sure, but like here, I'll let me pull up the email real quick, and so you can see what I'm talking about, and we'll just show there. It was basically stuff on HBO Max, the top shows in the first year. So here's the email. Top 10 shows in the first year of HBO Max. Friends, that's not surprising.
That's not surprising.
Paid big money. Doctor Who was actually high up there. But like, I don't know, what do these percentages mean? So I asked them that, like, this is cool, but like, what does that percentage mean? Like 14.6%? Is that like the percentage of people who have an HBO Max subscription that watched that show? Like, what is? I didn't know what that meant, so I like just wanted some. I don't know. I felt like I just wanted like
you need some context around that.
Mark Luceth is saying Never's had 6 episodes for the season. Okay, so it has been out. They got Watchmen up there, Rick and Morty. So those are the TV shows. Game of Thrones is still up there, which I guess it's kind of surprising. That's
actually really surprising.
The Big Bang Theory and South Park are kind of low. I think those, like, especially since like the Simpsons is like usually like
so high
Disney Plus. It's really surprising that South Park wouldn't be up higher. And I know
Simpsons also took a while to get added to Disney Plus. Like Big Bang Theory and South Park have been around online to watch. Like I know South Park for a long time hosted the episodes for free on their website, and then eventually moved to Hulu and stuff. So they've been around longer. Whereas Simpsons was nowhere until Disney got them, and so that's why everybody went back to watch the old seasons. But you are right. Like Simpsons really does rank higher normally when we look at the Disney numbers.
Yeah. But Doctor Who kind of stands out. I guess a lot of people watching those old episodes because the new ones suck so bad. And then here's the top movie is Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings, number 1. Again, percentages, don't know what that means. Die Hard. Look at like a lot of the old stuff.
Fellowship. It's specifically Fellowship.
Yeah, Fellowship. That's surprising.
You know why? Because Netflix only had The Two Towers and Return of the King. Right.
Yeah, that's right.
I was so pissed at Netflix because of that. I don't know why. Maybe it had to do with like distribution rights, but yeah.
So they have Wonder Woman 1984 as the second most viewed film ahead of Godzilla vs. Kong.
Bullshit.
I don't know. I feel like a lot of people. I think a lot of people watch it.
Yeah.
I do.
I think a lot of people watched it, not necessarily liked it.
Yes. I think it has the Last Jedi, Rise of Skywalker stigma going on to it. Because I mean, they're saying it's 5 months. Like this is the first 5 months. I do like that the Spirited Away is on here, and so is Howl's Moving Castle. And then look at that, old Citizen Kane is on there too. So one has to wonder, HBO Max might have a very different audience than Netflix or Disney. I wonder if it's more.
I'd love to get Crunchyroll numbers.
Yeah, they do give you a popularity. If you go on there, it says most popular. Mm-hmm. And we've run stories where they tell us what the most popular shows are. They just don't give you numbers, but they do tell you. They've told me, because I've asked for numbers, they just said they don't provide that. But they do tell you what the most popular shows are, and they break it down by region. I think like My Hero Academia is usually at the top.
It's always up there.
It's all shonen. Most of it's shonen stuff.
Yeah, it's the stuff you would expect. It's Attack on Titan, One Piece,
Black Clover.
Oh my gosh, what was the one you? Oh, My Hero, Naruto. Yeah, all that kind of stuff.
Naruto is like really high up there, like way. It's usually
I don't get that.
Are you kidding me?
The old series? Why are people still going back and watching the old series?
Because it's
over.
Quality. Yeah.
Okay. Hold on there. I do not know if I would call that entire series quality.
Okay. Yeah, you had some like filler episodes that just sucked, but for the most part, yeah. Continuing story. It was this continued narrative going on within Naruto. You can't get like a lot of places.
A continuing narrative? I don't like those. I want my stories reset every 2 installments. I want to do number 1.
You're making it so easy for me to transition to our main story, but I do like that Marco Seth brought up John Cena, and so I wanted to look at it. So China box office is at 9 million right now, and or opening weekend was 128 million. So I think this is 2 weeks now. 521
in the theaters.
So that was
2 weeks. 2 weeks. You're right.
2 weeks. So we got 2 weeks so far. So that's what 130 and 190. So it only made 60 million more the second weekend, and that's over that for that second week. It only made about 60 million bucks. So what is that drop? What is that drop here? I gotta do some math. Who can do the math? Who can do the math in their head?
Not me.
On the calculator. So let's do what is it? 189.
I would be going to a calculator anyway.
Minus 128, 61 million, and so then I have to go to
1 million drop.
So then I got to go to my percentage calculator because
that's a little more than half.
So let's go here. What is it? So what is it? 189 to what was it? 128. That's not right. I did that wrong. What is the percentage increase? Blah, blah, blah. Oh, that's because it's supposed to be. I don't know. I'm doing it wrong. I'm struggling right now.
Yes.
I'm usually pretty good at this stuff. I do all the math numbers, and I'm really struggling right now. I think it's what is the percentage? Because it only made 60 million, so it should be. Why am I having trouble doing this? No one's helping me in the chat.
So 168 minus the 60. You got about 30.
It's 61. It's 61 million. Increase. Vintage Comic Club is saying 39%. That's. I was reading something that was 80%. So let me see if I can find that here. Yeah, Forbes is saying 85% in China, drops 52% elsewhere. The film earned 20 point. Oh, okay. So they're saying that it only made 20.76 million in China, a drop of 85% from. They're saying it made 136 million at launch. The numbers is not saying that. Numbers is saying that it did. Opening weekend was 128. So if we're using Forbes numbers here, 136 to 20, I guess that's why you would get that, right?
Maybe.
Let's see here what that is. Yeah, that's how you. Okay, I was doing it right. That's why I saw 85 because they have very different numbers. That would be why they got that percentage. But that's not what the numbers is reporting. But I mean, it's China. Who knows what's going on over there?
Yeah, who knows what the books are in China?
Yeah, right.
But it looks like it did still looks like it had a pretty significant drop. So that's what I also did wrong. I should have done 128 and 60. All
China film do great. American film terrible.
It would be 53%. It still would be a 53% drop. If you look just straight compare weekend to weekend. Let's see if I can find. I don't know. Let's see. Do they break down international box office by weekend?
I wouldn't know.
I'm not seeing. Oh yeah, here we go. International charts. Let's see. It's not working. It's not doing anything. Maybe not.
Too many tabs open.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Okay, here we go. chart for China. This is
bear with us, folks. This is what nerds do.
So they're bounding into math. This is real nerd.
Yeah. So they're saying here 20.6 weekend China for May 28. So let's do that. It's 128 to what was it 20? So that's an 80. Yeah, it's about an 85% drop. So that means it was making big money before the weekend.
Right.
It means it made 40 million in that week, and then it dropped off a cliff over the weekend, which that's kind of strange.
So the correlation is after he said things that shouldn't be said in China, it fell off a cliff.
Yes, that's what it seems like. That's what it sounds like. Let's see what does Forbes
equals
say.
Causation.
Okay, let's see if they mention
the one wrong scientific principle. Bounding into bad nerds here. We never said we were accredited.
Forbes is downplaying the Cena thing. They said, while the John Cena controversy certainly didn't help, it didn't do much to hurt in terms of already visible patterns of box office descent. So it seems like it was already declining there. So they're trying to downplay it.
Yeah. But I feel like that big of a decline in like 2 weeks, that's not something that's just a trend. That means something happened.
So
the only thing that you could compare that with is maybe some other films that premiered with a larger number as well in China and didn't have pandering and held a better box office during their second week.
So opening weekend.
That's a good point.
For 220, and let's go back. 220 and then 71 was its second weekend. This is Last Jedi. So
The Last Jedi.
God, I knew that's what we were gonna use.
67% drop off. So Fast 9 dropped more than The Last Jedi.
Oh,
so that's really bad.
That's what I'm saying. Like. That means really something happened. It's not just a normal drop off.
Yeah. So I think the Cena. I think Forbes downplaying the Cena thing is untrue. I think the Cena thing.
I'm there with you. I think they're running cover.
Yeah, I would not be surprised. I see Jeff Hart and Mikey saying I thought Fast and Furious was huge in China before. So let's take a look at the Fast 8.
Films? Yeah. The Fate of the Furious?
Is that what it was? It's not Fast 8. All right, the Fate. Okay.
Get it? Because it's F8?
Yeah.
Fate.
So it made 392 total in China.
Okay.
I get it. They made a pun.
It's really cerebral, so I'm having trouble following it, but I think I get it.
It's almost like WandaVision, right?
Yeah, you're right, dude. Together. I could so out there, such a creative instance. I couldn't believe it.
Just happened to see that Spike Lee movie, and it just popped in my head.
Oh, he combined two words together and people just accepted it. I think he legitimately think that movie is called Black Klansman, like BLACKLANSMAN, because that doesn't make any sense. It's literally Black Klansman. It's not too. Shut up, Kevin.
But yeah, I mean, it looks like that's pretty big. That's a pretty big number, 392 million. So I think you're right on point there, Joe Pirate Mikey. It's definitely not going to be doing that in China. F9 is not going to be doing that in China, given they're not even at 20 million right now. And their last weekend was 20 million. So people are not going to be seeing that.
That was a huge. That movie looks like a huge production budget too.
Yeah. What? Fast and Furious?
Yeah, Fast 9.
Oh yeah, they always have crazy production budgets.
Freaking driving off a cliff and getting hooked by a chain and doing a swing to another kind of side of the fucking cliff. No, that's
CG.
Oh, CG.
They're not telling you.
Yeah,
it's not telling you what production because it's not out here yet. We gotta wait till June. Mjolnir's Power says the Fast movies were always garbage. I like the first one. I like the
first one. I like Tokyo Drift. I can't really remember any of them past that.
The second one wasn't bad. The second one wasn't bad either. When they were dealing with like the
Too Fast, Too Furious. Heck yeah.
The
With,
Colombian or
Tyrese.
whatever. Yeah, with Tyrese and they're dealing with a drug dealer or whatever.
Yeah.
In Miami.
They're dumb fun. That's what I amounted them to. Dumb
They
fun.
really are like the good kind of just dumb fun. They're not really I can't even think of an instance of like wokeness in any Fast movie. I can't think of any sort of like political messaging. It's old school, like the generic terrorists are going to blow up a bomb in Antarctica. Let's go stop them by driving this McLaren on a sheet of ice. Like,
Did I ever tell you guys my Paul Walker story?
You have a Paul Walker story?
I have a Paul Walker story. I was
I've never
walking
heard
into a sandwich shop in San Clemente, and Paul Walker was there. And he got his sandwich, and he walked out.
Great story.
You brushed with greatness.
A plus story. Dread Pirate Mike
first chapter of your memoir.
Dread Pirate Mike says I like Fast 5, Brazil, Fast 6. There's a couple that I still haven't seen, but yeah, I mean, hot women, fast cars, and like jack dudes for the most part.
Yeah, pretty much. There's something for everybody there.
It's classic Hollywood.
Pretty much.
And now they've like upgraded to like crazy. Now they have like insane stunts as well. So
yeah, I was intrigued by the freaking the trailer for Fast 9.
I was too. The freaking Mustang jumping off the cliff and like yeah. Plus that Mustang actually, that is a hot looking Mustang. I'm like.
All those cars are always so good looking. It makes me sad.
I didn't like the Charlize Theron bull-headed cut look.
Yeah.
I thought she had dreads.
No, she's got the short hair from the previous film she was in.
Yeah.
Which I think was like 7 or whatever. I don't know. I haven't watched all of them.
Wow! That is a bad haircut.
Mega Jetty says Fast 5 is the best. There's all the characters from all the movies, even the cameo of Michelle in a photo, and Eva Mendes.
Eva Mendes.
Oh wow!
Marco Surf doesn't like the guy from Alabama.
Yeah.
What?
That's the guy. That's the guy Chuck Dixon wants to be. He wants, like, Stallone's developing his crime. He's like a Marine, I think, and I can't remember his name right now. The name of the book's escaping me, but that's the guy he wants to be the main character. He was in NCIS New Orleans or whatever. He's got a southern accent.
Mama Gonna Knock You Out. That dude.
LL Cool J?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, the other guy.
Robin.
Robin.
You're thinking NCIS Los Angeles.
That's Los Angeles, yeah.
Oh, never mind.
NCIS New Orleans is the guy I'm talking about.
Oh, okay.
Lucas Black.
Lucas Black.
There you
Great.
go.
I like that. I like him from Alabama. He's the protagonist of Tokyo Drift.
Yeah. Mark doesn't like him. Says he has an annoying accent. Mark, you don't like that southern. You don't like that.
I like
drawl,
that southern
huh?
accent.
Don't like the southern drawl.
Nothing wrong with the southern drawl, man.
No, I think the first 3. I enjoyed the first 3. I like car movies though, so.
But,
I liked him.
I'm biased against car. I love car movies.
But hail, guys! It's
Cars
great.
3.
It's great to be here.
What up, Drew?
Yeah, I saw you were doing your. I was watching a little bit of your Redline radio earlier. I saw you were going strong there.
Yeah, had to do it from home today because Mom just recently got back out of the hospital, so kind of doing things from here, so I keep an eye on her and whatnot. I was happy that I could get on here after I was done. I would have been on sooner. I just had to get some dinner in between. So, hail Dread Pirate Mikey and Resurgam. Resvergam was over there. Hey, YouTube me. Hail, chat. Great to see everybody. Mark Lurseth.
Sean the Movie Man 71, how's it going? Shout out to you. Fast and Furious films had natural organic diversity before Hollywood jumped on the virtue signaling diversity train. See, it wasn't even called it was never called like the diversity stuff. It was just like cool people doing cool stuff and cool cars.
I liked it. I mean, they were goofy movies. They're goofy movies to be sure, but I enjoyed them too because I like the car movies to a degree, and that goes back to like watching like Bullet. I mean, anybody that is like that enjoys cars, you can't say that you didn't like the movie Bullet. It's a classic. But
plus you get Tyrese. He gives line ejecto cedo or whatever, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, the dialogue, everything, the stunts, they're goofy, but it was great. And I mean,
driving backwards on I-5.
No, by the way,
right.
By the way, don't forget,
nobody. Okay,
no traffic, no way.
By the way, don't forget Gina Carano's in one of those.
Which Fast and Furious? She wasn't in 2. That was the glorious Eva Mendes.
No.
She's in Fast 6.
Oh,
yep.
Yeah, that's right.
She's The Rock's partner.
Yeah,
I haven't seen that one.
And then
that's when it starts. That's when it starts getting kind of just over the top in a good way.
And
yeah, exactly.
And Batwoman herself is in one of them. Ruby Rose is in one of them, I believe, isn't she?
She is in one of them
too.
Ruby Rose was in a lot of stuff for a little while there, like Fast and Furious, and then John Wick, some other stuff. There was like a horror movie she was in, and then Batwoman.
Yeah. Gal was. I remember Gal.
Gal was in one of them. Yeah,
because that was like
she's in like an early one, isn't she?
It's like why is Wonder Woman being fast? Like what?
Yeah, I remember that when she got announced, like all we had was like her Fast appearance, and she was like that thin, and everybody's like, how's she gonna pick up a sword?
Right.
And then she worked out.
Yeah.
Sean the Movie Man says, yeah, I remember Gal is an early one. Mark says they kill her off in 6 though.
She
had to go do Wonder Woman. She had to go do Zack Snyder's Justice League 4 times.
Those are just fun movies, and I listen. They're not made to be like movies that are gonna be like some critically acclaimed masterpiece. They're just made to be mindless fun.
Popcorn films, yeah.
Yeah, they are.
I was actually Don was saying this too. I thought the trailer looked like a lot of fun, a lot of energy, a lot of excitement, and then John Cena gives his hostage video. And it's just like
he's literally. I was telling
you for that.
I don't know if anybody caught John and I on Lorena's lunch table the other week, but before the show started, I was telling Lorena and Fat Steven that and I don't know if you heard it, John, because I think you might have come on right when I finished, but that video looks like you can basically see like the sniper laser dancing around John Cena's face. Like, I love China. I love you so much.
Please don't shoot me.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, please let me live.
God. It was so pathetic. You didn't even have to know what he was saying. It was because
it was just so pathetic.
Apparently, he speaks in really broken Mandarin, but it was just it was pathetic. He was groveling on it. He might as well
look at his face. Yeah, dude. Yeah. On his face, he looks like he might cry, and it's like, come on, dude.
Hey, John. Earlier when you were watching that, did you think I was in too much conspiracy territory, or I was pretty accurate on where I was going?
Oh, I didn't watch a lot. You started talking about aliens, and I switched off.
Well, no,
I'm done with the alien talks and the UFO talks.
I was tying that into the fact the disclosure could be used as a vehicle to push the agenda. more what I was talking about with that.
It's possible, but
It's
I don't
possible.
really want to
Yeah.
really get into that here.
Right.
Millionaire's Power is saying, is this a social media thing? I have no idea what y'all talking about. So John Cena.
Oh God, yeah.
2 weeks
John Cena
ago-
made a real ass of himself.
Yeah, so he went on like a Taiwan news channel, TV station, and said like, "I'm so glad that Fast 9 is going to be shown here in this country first," referring to Taiwan as a country. And he then chose to do a video in Mandarin and apologize for calling Taiwan a country. Because in China recognizes Taiwan as part of China, and they don't recognize it as a separate entity. And the United States actually also recognizes it as part of China as well, although we also have some kind of like institute in Taiwan, and then we recognize
It's a really weird
Taiwan
thing.
independently through a number of like economic things. It was all seemed to be done during Carter's years. There's like some agreement during Carter when he was the president before I was.
It's like
born.
a weird. It's like the weird thing is like you can't acknowledge that. Like it's just supposed to be an elephant in the room, which is super weird. Because I remember that's what everybody got mad at President Trump for when he was like, it was like early in his presidency when he like called the Taiwanese president and was like,
Right.
thank you for like, Taiwan called him and said, congratulations on your victory. And Trump was like, hey, thank you. You know, looking forward to working with your country in relations or whatever. And China lost it. And you know what? Actually, I don't think Trump backed down from that one. I mean,
No, he
when
didn't.
has he? But
Well, because Trump was
which was awesome.
playing- Trump was standing up to China from
Oh,
the
yeah.
get-go.
From the get-go,
Oh.
yeah.
The Bugle Daily says Taiwan is a country. Spider-Man is a menace.
Well,
He is.
Both are menaces.
Well, yeah. Listen, and I was getting into this earlier, but we know China is fixing to try their end game of going expansionist crazy, and they already lord over these territories, and frankly, a lot of them should be recognized as countries. Taiwan, Hong Kong, but
Hong Kong is part of China now too, because that was
of course they are.
Yeah, the security bill.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was like a 99-year lease or whatever, and it like expired or whatever. And that's why you were having all the protests happening earlier in 2020 before the virus took over.
Before the
I guess we
coup.
can say it now. I guess we can say COVID now. Who knows? I don't know what YouTube censors are now.
We can finally say it came from a lab in Wuhan. How about that?
Oh wow!
But an 85% decline is significant, and I think Spencer's right. I think it has a lot to do with Cena and his comments, and then his fake apology. Because if you read the South Morning China Post, which is what I used as a source for our article when we covered that a couple weeks ago, they had translated a number of Weibo Chinese users who were just like, this guy is faking it. He's faking it. They smell it. They can see it. It's not hard. We see it too, but I think most Americans don't. Yeah, most Americans don't though, or they don't even see what's happening in the entertainment industry. But one of the things, we're going to do a hard transition here. Let's switch over to our thumbnail topic for tonight,
Which
is the OneRing.net, this Lord of the Rings fan site that was provided the official synopsis back in January for Amazon's Lord of the Rings series. And so the OneRing.net is run by a bunch of people. I'm not really sure who's running their Twitter, but the person running their Twitter is
a 14-year-old. Jeez.
Down the woke war, going on a woke warpath. So let's get to some of their tweets here. Let me pull it up. I'm actually going to go on a Twitter instead of pulling because it's still happening.
It's still going. This dude is on a rampage.
I don't know if it's a dude. I I'm not. I don't know. I'm really not sure who's running it right now.
I have
There's
no
a
idea. They
bunch of
just
people.
seem 14.
They run. There's a bunch of people that run that are part of the website.
Okay, they, them, whatever. Just...
Yeah. So here we go. Here.
Nice, not.
So this is their initial tweets from this morning.
Here's the
Yes, they,
thing.
them.
Why?
Listen,
go
we've
ahead.
been dealing with
Because it's Pride Month, Don. Duh.
Yes.
Easy social media likes.
They've got a new flag emoji.
Are those rainbow strips of bacon? It doesn't even look like a flag.
It looks like a stair to nowhere.
It looks like it looks like
That's ugly. I haven't seen that.
Like
That's an ugly design.
Looks like strips of bacon. To me. I'm like, hey,
Yeah,
give me the
I see that
bacon.
too.
Jesus, Spencer. No, it looks like those fruit roll-ups. You know, you just
Yes.
Yeah. Wavy and everything.
All right. So I see Vintage Comic Love has already beat me to the punch here. I think maybe they're trying to stay on Amazon's good side. Yes, 100%. I think they have 100% sold out for the access that Amazon is going to give them. And so they're already running, like we've seen this before. We saw, what's her name?
discussing film.
Charlie's discussing film. Charlie's Angels. What's her name? Charlie's Angels director.
Elizabeth
Banks. Blaming things. They're already trying to run a narrative on like, oh, it's already like the racists and the homophobes. Like that's why our show failed because these.
Oh yeah.
You don't like our show. That's what you are.
The
Last Jedi did it. Disney deploys this. It's a known tactic, and they seem to be starting very early in this case. And they're using to me, they're using the One Ring as a proxy to try and strike out a blow because this literally comes out of nowhere. And,
it really does, yeah.
and they actually get questioned on it, and they point to a post from like 2001 years ago that Ian McKellen made. But we'll get to that.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Vintage Comic Club says it has to be a guy. Only soy males can read that loudly. I don't know. I watched their San Diego Comic-Con digital panel, and all the guys seemed like their heads were on straight for the most part, but some of the women they were talking about they had some weird theories about the show. So that's all I'm basing my opinion on because I watched they had like 8 people like from just the One Ring on this panel, and all the guys seemed to like have their heads on straight. Like one of them was like smoking a pipe in the back or whatever, just having a grand old time during the stream. And then the other guy, he's the guy who does their YouTube, and he always seems like he has his head on straight, and he doesn't really like dive into any of stuff like this. But it's possible. I don't know. I have no idea who's doing this. So that's just purely my speculation based on me watching their San Diego Comic-Con stream where they talked about some rumors about the show. And they have had some really good scoops. We've cited them multiple times, talking about Lord of the Rings and their rumors about the show and stuff that they have. But yeah, so here, this is what they said. Listen, we've been dealing with homophobia. Yeah, they, see, did I use the proper pronoun? Listen, we've been dealing with homophobic comments for decades, and it's still wrong. Whatever toxic arguments are being said now, keyword there, about Lord of the Rings fandom and adaptations is the same trash that said Ian McKellen was the worst affront to Tolkien's legacy ever. # pride. It's
like
it's
so out of nowhere. It's just out of nowhere.
It's what is there's like the meme. It's like I'm gonna butcher the meme now, but it's like no one said like no one, and then there's like the blank.
Oh yeah, like no one, absolutely no one. The OneRing.net. Listen, we've been dealing with homophobic comments for decades.
Yeah. Yeah.
All
what it is.
All I can think about with this whole thing is that whole sequence from Clerks 2. You know, the one ring to rule them all. that other Lord of the Rings fan that comes into the fast food joint.
Oh yeah.
Oh god! And then Randall comes and gives him hell with the Star Wars stuff. It's great.
So these people, they continue, and they say, cogent, respectful debate on Tolkien is always welcome, but homophobic, racist, misogynistic trash is always a case for banning. It's not what Tolkien fandom is, wants, or welcomes. We used to be able to ban in the era of message boards and IRC, but in the era of social media, the platforms can't keep toxicity out of our community. We can mute and block, but that's only for this account's feed. Twitter is not a community simply because it lacks anti-troll tools. Nasty people still show up in replies because their toxic friend.
It's such a weird astroturfing of like 7 different like progressive causes. I don't understand it.
What
Censorship, banning people. Good gosh.
Twitter, censor everyone.
We need you. We need this now because we've dealt with 21 years of homophobic comments. We need the ability to just decide as a peoples to ban whoever we want. And it's like, what are you like? It's just, you brought it up out of nowhere to argue. It's so transparent. It's so weird. We'll get into it. Like, there's still more to go.
Oh, God.
If you still think Ian McKellen is the worst and that Catholic Tolkien would have never approved, I beg you to read more of Tolkien's books and letters. He was woke. He was woke.
This is
What?
insanity. This is insanity.
Catholic Tolkien would never have approved. He was woke.
Okay, I want to point this out because this is so insane. This is coming from someone who obviously is not as religious as like John is or Drew is, but I don't care how progressive you think anybody was back in the day. In 60s, the 70s, all the time before, the Catholic Church did not approve of that stuff. I mean, depending on who you talk to within the church, they still don't, despite what the Pope is like pushing out there, right? So like, this is just wrong. There's no way. Like, Tolkien was so hardcore Catholic that he was against service. I don't know if John can probably correct me here, like with the details. I don't know if it's like the services or the whatever. But when the church switched over to English instead of Latin, he was pissed. He would stand up in churches and like call them out in Latin because he was like, this is not what Catholicism is. So I'm sorry. Like, there's no possible way. Yeah, exactly. So like, there's no way by modern standards he was anywhere close to being woke. Like, this is insanity.
He was a preservationist, if anything. He had analyzed works of Beowulf. He had organized.
He was the leading Beowulf expert.
Yeah, Chaucer. He did Gawain in the Green Knight. He was totally into that aspect of it, of Welsh and English.
That was his
history.
Profession.
Yeah, that was his thing.
That's how he got paid. Like, that's what his trade was. That's what his career was.
And the worlds that he created within Lord of the Rings were reflections of that. And to say that he was woke by today's standards is, you're stretching your imagination further than that guy did.
Yeah.
It's so insane.
That's mental gymnastics right there. That's a 10.
This is Simone Biles, dude. You're getting a gold. You're getting all the gold. You're getting every gold medal for your mental gymnastics here because no way.
Crazy.
Well, anyway.
Sean the Movie Man says they're just making up a boogeyman, a homophobic boogeyman, as a prerequisite defense for fans rejecting the possibly bad. Yeah, exactly.
So,
absolutely.
100%.
They're doing that.
Exactly.
Oh, go ahead, Don.
I hung out with some fundamental, super hardcore Christians back in the day in 2000, but they were also Lord of the Rings fans, and they had read the books and they had read the Silmarillion and all that. All they wanted was a faithful adaptation. There were contingents outside of my group that I hung out with, because there are crazy voices out there, who thought Ian McKellen was a bad choice because he was out and out gay, and he would bring that gay element into Gandalf. Luckily, he didn't. Luckily, Peter Jackson told him to be a professional and keep the gay at home and be that character of Gandalf. And we all loved the movie. There were elements of it like we wanted to see the Tom Bombadil. We wanted to figure out why they wanted Eowyn instead of Celebrimbor for the rushing water magic technique to wash out the Black Riders.
Mhm.
Those were like small, and then there was also the issue of Saruman, where he became Saruman of many colors. Because he stayed Saruman the White, and then there was a question of his intentions. Like he actually wanted to fight against Sauron, but he wanted to use the ring to fight against Sauron, and that was a little departure from the book as well. But
Right.
like aside from those very small details, there were other details that they hit on in that movie that were just awe-inspiring. And they created CGI fire for the Balrog. Come on.
Well, like that's the thing between like the criticisms of like it's such a false equivalence to say the criticisms of like what am I trying to say here? Ian McKellen didn't make anybody mad because like nobody cared about that casting because he played that character. He was bringing that character to life, not making this. He just like you said, Don, he wasn't bringing his own personal life into it and making a new character who's not that, because fans want to see the characters they want to see. Like that's like kind of like with the Neil Gaiman thing. I know it's like a different subject, but a lot of people are upset not because like they're racist and they don't like black people, but because they wanted to see the version of death. They wanted to see what they knew brought to life, and that is just not the death they grew up with, and or that we know that has been presented and promoted everywhere. And it's just, it's such a disingenuous argument to say that, I don't know. I've lost my train of thought. I'm just angry.
Ian McKellen is all about his sexuality. He is gay on top of gay. He was flirting with Michael Fassbender during the Days of Future Past panel.
I would too.
Anyway, that's beside the point.
Put a ring on it, take half.
When he played Gandalf, his sexuality had nothing to do with Gandalf. Gandalf was not in any way sexual in the books. The love and affection that he had for Frodo, that he had for Bilbo, that he had friendships and camaraderies with Thranduil and Glóin and Gimli, his son, and Legolas, the son of Thranduil. I mean, those and the alliances that he made, those were affections and loves that were genuinely not sexual in any way, and was very little, if any. I don't think there was any hint of sexual love other than between
Aragorn and
Aragorn and
yeah,
that was it.
Oh well, you had
Yeah.
Samwise, right? He has
that's
the
but
wife at the end.
that's
Yeah, but that's like at the very end, like a very footnote thing. The bulk of the story,
right.
that
Yeah.
was all like brotherly stuff.
Yeah, but you have I mean, love is all through Lord of the Rings, but it's love, companionship love.
lots of different love. Yeah, brotherly love,
something that
paternal
I
love.
think the world had forgotten about, and they
Love
conflate
for your
that to be
peoples.
like homosexual love now.
Yeah, I mean, one of the
I mean, there's always been the jokes around freaking Sam and Frodo. Like those are just like the go-to default gay joke.
But yeah, I mean, probably one of the more underrated ones is Boromir. Boromir's love, when he finally realizes the significance of the journey that they're on, and he realizes that his greed is wrong, and he rejects it at the end and shows his love for the rest of the Fellowship when he sacrifices himself to save Frodo.
And for
Sam, so
Aragorn
they can get it.
especially.
Yeah.
That
And,
touching
yeah.
moment between the two.
Yeah, and that's what and then so you saw that Boromir's greed, and then you then when you meet his father, what is the first? He's like eating the food and everything, and you see his greed too. It's just like, oh, okay, we've seen.
Yep, we see a continuation.
Yeah, I see that continuation, and you see that he doesn't. He's a lesser man than both of his sons. And then that sacrifice that Boromir made is just even more significant. I mean, it's just fantastic. But all right, let's keep going here. He was woke, stood against hate, embraced all cultures in life and fiction. It's why his books are translated in every language. I think his books are translated in every language because it's a really, really good story.
Yeah, what do you?
And anyone and lots of people love it, and they want to read it.
That's such a weird thing.
Yeah.
If your book gets translated, you're automatically woke. Like, what is this? I don't.
Dude, if I read The Art of War by Sun Tzu, it's because it was translated for me, not because the guy embraced all cultures.
I'm pretty sure you can think of like the most unwoke person, Donald Trump. His books have probably been translated into every language. I highly doubt he's woke.
highly doubt. I don't think he is at all. He's not.
I don't know. According to this logic.
Yeah. If you think Ian, it's woke logic, so it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I know.
If you think Ian McKellen gets a pass, but whatever Amazon is, so this is so weird too. So now they're talking about. So now they're saying like Ian McKellen got a pass, so he wasn't like harangued, right? Is that what it says? That's if you think Ian McKellen gets a pass, but whatever Amazon is doing is a description. So they're trying to address people who have a different argument, I think, rather than people who are like upset at Ian. Now it's people who are upset at Amazon.
They're disingenuously conflating it. They're trying to say that the people who are upset at at what they're doing, at what Amazon is doing to the series, are mad at it because they're making it diverse and having black actors or whatever, instead of the fact that they're just not treating the source material correctly. That's what everybody's upset about.
I've seen more complaints about the intimacy coordinator and
and some
of the casting. But
oh
God.
No, it should not be in that world at all.
I agree 100%. Please think more on your personal bias before tweeting. Maybe you should take your own advice. Our block button is very active, and you retweet. And I'm surprised I'm surprised they didn't block us because Lady Gravemaster tweeted our article at them. And we didn't get blocked. Because
dude, I've been tweeting at them too. I was pissed.
If you retweet Enable voices in the name of free speech, you do not love Tolkien. What?
It's such a weird. Weird. Just weird.
It makes no sense. He wasn't gay until J.K. Rowling said he was.
That's J.K. Rowling started the trend of let me add details for points afterwards.
And where has it gotten her? Nowhere.
Yeah, right.
On Twitter.
Nowhere with that crowd.
So let me go. Actually, I guess I can just keep it up. There are you can see 100. They blew up. Their Twitter followers that big.
Well, I mean, I don't know about before, but like I know that the One Ring is like the biggest Lord of the Rings fan site, or at least like the old big one.
Yeah,
like they've been around forever.
I thought this was funny. We had our fair share of fire debates in the early 2000s. Hold on, let me see. Oh, it's not going to show it. Oh, hold on. I can't remember a single person that complained because those toxic opinions were rendered mute when his performance exceeded all. Same will happen with the beautiful cat. Yeah,
people would still complained if you change the source material. That's what everybody's pissed about. Nobody's. Right.
No,
you could hire a gay actor to play Frodo. Who cares? It's about, are you going to make Frodo gay, or is Frodo going to be a black tall person? Like that. Then it's like, what are you doing? We're mad that you changed the source material. Like we don't. It's what you and Sean in the chat asserted. It's preemptive astroturfing.
It's exactly what it is. I mean, this makes it clear. This is obvious.
Mm-hmm.
Same will happen with the beautiful cast of Amazon's Lord of the Rings. I mean, that to me, they're exposing themselves here as like a pawn of Amazon. It's very, very clear, a pawn of the production company. They want to keep like whether or not they realize it, that's what they are at this point right now. But I also think that that they want the access as well, and they got the access earlier, and so they don't want it to be taken away from them now. And that's the real thing. Oh, Brian Niemeyer is going. So Brian Niemeyer is a fan of the website. He's an author. He has a Exceed. It's kind of like a Gundam style novel series, and he's
that's pretty great.
He's just
I love that.
Straight at him right there. But yeah, I thought this one was funny. So this is another Lord of the Rings fan site. It's like, first been covering Tolkien as long as the OneRing.net, and in these 20 years, I can't recall any part of the internet that took issue with McKellen's orientation. There have always been trolls, but these lowlights cut in every political and moral direction. So yeah,
and that's
like,
and that really
another
is
Lord
it.
of the Rings fan site, just basically like this is a load of BS. Like that's effing BS. Ian McKellen was praised as the best character from the Lord of the Rings. I'll take the like everyone's just like this is just crap. Here we go. Lorena is like, sure, Jan. People are just like, yeah, okay. You're just like a load of crap. Which I mean, most of it is, but they had some more stuff. I don't know if they're
Where's
still
that
going
singer
at it.
that we saw earlier?
Oh, the Just Some Guy one. Hold on, I'll get to it.
Oh.
That's what I'm going to try and find now.
Nerdrotics. Shout out to Gary Beekler. He put out a tweet.
Too, yeah.
Retweeted them. Quote
Here it
tweeted
is.
them.
Here it is.
There it is.
Right here. That's strange. I was obsessively following every article, post, thread, and didn't see any of this. Maybe there was a couple, maybe a few, nothing worth taking seriously. This is how it begins. Throw fans under the bus for access. Disappointed but not surprised in the least.
And if you know anything about Gary, like he's been in this scene forever. Like,
well, he recommends he would recommend the OneRing.net as the place to go for Lord of the Rings news, and like these were like he was always recommending them. And
like Gary was on like the early fan internet, so like he knows what he's talking about. This isn't just Gary knows what he's talking about. Yeah,
he recommends them. I mean I've watched a bunch of Gary's videos. He when he talks Lord of the Rings, he was always recommending them. He has clips of the guy in his Lord of the Rings videos talking about the scoops and how like they were claiming that they had to they threw everything out. They fired all the writers and were rewriting it. And they were on the delay. I mean, they covered it with the COVID, but yeah. But
what was the guy that covered the lore that they got rid of?
Yeah, well, yeah. So these guys covered that. They said they got rid of Tom Shippey, and even the OneRing.net was talking about how like this could be bad, and like they were saying that too. Like the main guy who runs their YouTube channel, like is skeptical of these changes. He's like, that's what I'm saying. I feel like there's I'm not sure who is doing this, but I mean they're representing the website, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see a different statement come out later, maybe apologizing. But I
double down.
But I think that I think it's more likely they'll double down because I think they're a pawn of Amazon now. But I wouldn't be surprised if you might see some people maybe distance themselves.
So yeah, ignorance does not preclude fact. That's the main one, and then just some guy responds under that. Yeah,
so let's do this one first. So this is McKellen's writing. He's talking about he's literally talking about politics. Like most of this is all about politics. Clinton in the armed forces.
Yeah.
Yada yada yada. And he's talking about a Court of Human Rights treaty, and then here, this last sentence, he's talking about it was unsurprising that an uncensored internet should recently criticize my casting as Gandalf, homophobic terms, cranky anti-gay remarks in chat rooms remind me of verbal abuse in the playground. Not that didn't hurt too. Many unthinking people just don't like the idea of gays joining in their games. So I mean, he wrote a sentence about it,
and also and
he didn't provide any examples either.
But I also I don't discount that that happened. I'm sure people did, but again, it's like that tweet pointed out. it was probably it's a minimal amount of people. Like 1 out of every 200 million fans maybe had something along those lines. It wasn't 21 years of bashing or whatever the One Ring wants to frame it as.
He also describes it as verbal abuse in the playground. Like, who didn't get verbal abuse in the playground?
Yeah, but I mean, I get that because like that does suck. That hurts.
Yeah, it does.
Being bullied sucks. So
yeah.
So I get it. Like it does suck to be bullied and be like, you know, have homophobic remarks hurled at you. But what I'm like, I just don't think it was
right. But he's framing it as that. So in his mind, he's already seeing them as childish and like
right. But then he literally says like the next thing, like not that didn't hurt too.
Right. But he also recognizes that they're stupid and childish.
Right. No, but it's not about recognizing whether they're stupid or childish. It's about the amount of what was happening. And clearly, if nobody remembers it happening, if another fan site is saying that it's questionable, that like they're questioning that narrative, and even McKellen himself is just saying like they're just saying crap, whatever. It's not that prevalent of a problem. They're blowing it up into something it's not for power, so that they can bludgeon everybody else with it. Yeah,
so then just some guy like responded here. He said, "Are you talking about this? Some chat rooms 20 years ago? Come on. No one thinks Amazon show will suck because the actors might be gay. People think it'll suck because Amazon isn't going to respect the lore." And then the One Ring says this. Respect the lore is becoming coded language for racist perspectives on a text that never describes color. So, which is really funny because so Lady Gravemaster points this out. You're lecturing a black man who has been a fan of Lord of the Rings for years, just the way it is, about racist coded language.
Dude,
and then this guy's trying to get a purity test, asking for a picture.
That's not the point. The point
but they're
is
also wrong, though.
The Eldar, the Sindar, the Maiar, all of them. How are they described?
I was trying to find that. Someone tweeted it out.
It was just some guy. He tweeted it out.
Right. Where's so he has another response, or did he like?
Yeah.
Also, I love that. I love that hypocrisy from that person asking for the purity test, because you know that the second somebody who goes out there and says, "I was like," they're literally believing that like. Somebody could go out and say, like, "I was bullied for being black," just a random account, and that person would probably support the hell out of them and retweet their GoFundMe's or anything. But the second it's somebody who disagrees with them, you have to show you're this, you have to show you're that. It's disgusting, and racist and disgusting. I hate them.
Anyway, there it is.
Yeah. So he says here, I'm black and I don't use coded language. I say exactly what I mean. Tolkien describes what the Eldar and Edain look like multiple times in his books. I suggest you put down the phone and read the book, since apparently you never have. I think he also describes the hobbits too, as well.
There was a book published posthumously, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm
not going to try either.
It was the cultures and something of Middle Earth. And Christopher Tolkien kind of published it after his father's death. And it describes what they look like. The golden trestles of Tandwil's hair versus Legolas's hair being more like silver. And that was more like something that the Grey Elves had in their part of the woods. It's all coming back to me. And then they're all described as pale. They're all described as white. It's a reflection of the Welsh societies and the elder, like Beowulf, Sir Gawain the Green Knight, all of that stuff that he had been studying. He takes from elements from those and he inserts them into Lord of the Rings. And sorry, you're not going to see Zakashulu, whatever, in the elven freaking forest. Sorry.
You two are proving. There's 4 of us on the panel, so I'm not.
I think they're talking to the chat. I think they're having their own. I can't make out what they're talking about either.
Oh. Okay, so I have no idea what he's talking about. All right. But yeah, so
Yeah, it's just awful.
So
All of this is awful.
So Tolkien's own words aren't enough for some of these people. Doubt the source material will be either, as they project their own reality onto it. That's exactly what they're doing. Thomas Sowell talks about this. He's got a whole book about it. Vision. What is it called? Something Visions. I have it. I can't remember what the name is right now. Where they like have their own vision of reality, and then they that's how they see everything, even though it might it's not what like is actually happening.
They
Bringing
live
headcanons into they're headcanoning reality.
pretty much. They live in an alternate reality.
Toxic Man Flu for a $5 super chat says, "Sorry about the Caps, John. At least we still have the Lord of the Rings for now." The Capitals are still around. They just aren't winning it this year. And I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm not sure that they're going to be winning anytime soon. I just think I don't know. They're getting up there in age, and I thought the team was actually really good this year. I was that game 3. I think broke them. The game 3 broke them in the double OT loss. So. We do have Lord of the Rings. It's never going away. None of the old stuff is going away. If you have it physical, take that away from you. It will. I will not be surprised if they will make radical changes to the TV show in Lord of the Rings. We know they're making radical changes in Wheel of Time. So, and Amazon is doing Wheel of Time as well. So, it would not surprise me if they're making similar changes to Lord of the Rings. But thank you again. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Toxic Man Flu. Really appreciate that.
Toxic Man Flu is so supportive. I love that guy.
Yes, he's great. All right, let's go back here and see what else these people have been saying. Maybe they finally stop tweeting.
Yeah, we could just live off these tweets. I mean, my goodness.
So here's the One Ring Torque again saying we had our fair share of fire debates in the early 2000s too. Here, let's see. So they're trying to they're trying to one up them. Like our boards we're better than your boards. Our boards in RC were a lot more fire, full of debate than the Watson site. The production and Ian got wind of all the debate to the point he felt he needed to address it.
And going back to that article.
So he's citing
again.
It's like nothing burger.
Are they really trying to have a organ measuring contest with these?
We had our fair share of fire debates in the early 2000s too. To be fair, is more often based on the literary aspects of Tolkien's works and how they were being translated to film. In the millions of posts over the years, Ian McKellen's orientation just wasn't one of them. And they're like, you guys lucked out on it then. We got all the pop culture debate from all walks of life. It's very interesting being the ire of conservative Twitter today, questioning even the existence of the debate in an effort to blame a straw man for virtue signaling. So now they're trying to basically say that they're conservative. It's all politics right there.
Yeah, wow.
Everyone that is criticizing them is conservative Twitter.
So here's the thing for OneWing.net. I know that that argument against Ian McKellen existed because it was in the very outskirts of my churchy environment back then. But you guys haven't provided your proof.
It's like it's
the internet database. Where's it?
They're tweeting about some their first tweet. Remember, their first tweet here is we've been dealing for decades and it's still wrong, implying that it's happening right now. And then whatever toxic arguments are being said now about Lord of the Rings fandom and adaptations is the same trash. And then I feel, where do they say here? They talk about it here. Talking about it now, but they don't provide any proof. Where is it here? yeah, if you think Ian McKellen gets a pass, whatever Amazon doing is a disgrace to Tolkien, please think more. But what are you actually addressing? Like, show it.
Don't tell, show. That is a good storyteller.
So,
well, they like Amazon, so.
Oh,
they
that's
totally. I mean, it's all about. I mean, that's what this is all about.
No, you're completely right, John.
Gary was right on the money.
You were right on the money.
So well, he tweeted it, I think, before my video went up. So I'll give him credit for some. But I did not see his tweet before I did my video and my article. But Don actually like put me on the path. He was a great tip on that one. He found that.
I got a shout out to Steve Kenobi though, because he pointed it out first.
Stieg. Stieg's great. He's always finding good tips, sending them our way. I haven't seen him in a little bit, but he's great. So there's a huge debate happening in the chat. I'm just gonna ignore that. Just keep it.
That measuring contest, like who does that? That's so childish and unprofessional. Like
this is everything we've seen here is childish and unprofessional.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, yes. Yeah.
I mean,
and more support for
and
that.
Sitting there comparing like from years ago. That would be like me going on Twitter and finding, I don't know, like the person that ran another BSG fan site at the time I was running mine and saying, oh, well, my fan site was better than yours. I had blah, blah, blah members compared to your, I mean.
Our debates were more fire, bro.
It's just like, that was 13, 14 years ago. I don't give two shits.
It's also interesting. They describe the debates as fire, like in a good way. But they're condemning some of the debate. They're condemning certain ones, but they had fire debates. Like what? So weird. Like the cognitive dissonance is just absolutely insane. All right, I don't. Anything else on this? It looks like they finally took a break.
I mean, they haven't read the books.
These
obviously.
people.
No.
These people are a bunch of damn goofs, man. My God.
That's really the best way to put it, Hunter. Like, in the most PG way we can put it. That is
they
awesome.
are. Like, seriously.
I love this.
So, Sir Ian McKellen was praised for his performance.
Whoa, that's cool.
That was
Gandalf.
Wow.
It melted.
Yeah, that camera's dead. But yeah, he was praised for his performance.
That's rad.
And there was dudes
I was sick.
did not like him because he was so flaming gay. But they got turned around because he was able to put that aside and be Gandalf the Grey in that movie.
9 times out of 10, actors...
That was a boon for the gay and the LGBTQ plus community. Hey, a gay man can play a straight man.
That's what is
Not
so.
anymore.
That was so funny, about like the hypocrisy that's out there now because. Actors are hired to do a job, and most of the time they're just going to do their job and play the characters they're supposed to play. They're not there to play themselves. They're not there to sit there. If they're professionals,
right?
They're gonna play the character they're hired to play. They're not gonna sit there and this character I'm playing has to be gay because I'm personally gay. I mean, it's not about that. Yeah, they're there to do their job and they want to make that bank. They want to get that nice check deposited, so they're gonna play the character.
Only even in voice acting now, you have to be what the animated character is now.
Yeah, like in Guilty Gear, that voice, that whole thing is so stupid. It's so stupid, and I hate it. Aaron Fitzgerald is dumb.
Well, so then, because if you go by diversity and inclusion standards, well, you're never going to have actors to play anything because you're going to have to sit there, 24 hours a day and try to find a gay actor just to play this gay animated character. And it's
that Scarlett Johansson film. I haven't heard anything from it. It's where's that at?
Which one? The one where the one about the trans woman guy or whatever?
It was I don't. They're claiming
I don't know what
transgender. She cross-dressed.
Right. That character. I just meant trans as in the whole controversy surrounding it. But I'm pretty sure it's dead.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything more about that film after she said like, okay, I'll.
And I love it. It's just another example of these idiots
dead,
shooting themselves in the foot because they can't keep they don't have principles. Their only principle is I'm right. And that's all they care about. So they end up shooting themselves in the foot because their priorities and principles change every day.
Yeah.
It's dumb.
Yeah. Oh. Scarlett got in trouble for being yes. Only in the West. Only in the West.
Only in the West, though.
Oh, yeah, Ghost.
I think the Japanese market loved the movie, right?
Yeah, no, they didn't like the movie, but they didn't care about the. Oh, okay. Yeah, they didn't care about the casting.
They like Scarlett Johansson as casting. She's like a huge superstar.
It's
called Rub and Tug.
That is worth it.
Yeah, Mega Jetty.
That's right.
If you were doing an Arnold impression, Mega Jetty, I'm sorry, that guy that does the that Austrian Death Machine band, the guy that sings for them, I'm hiring him over you. Even though I like you, Mega Jetty, but that guy is awesome.
We got another $5 super chat here from Sean the Movie Man 71. He says, Lord of the Rings TV adding Kristen Stewart and Demi Lovato to undisclosed roles that will subvert all expectations. I just made some mistake.
No!
What?
Not. I want Demi Lovato to play every role. Apparently, then I want her to complain that the first in they come across doesn't serve the right kind of food for her. I want her to be offended by the mead menu.
Sean
is Tavern.
Sean is kidding with this, right?
Yeah.
Yes, he's kidding.
Okay.
He's trying. He successfully was trying to light a fire under me, and now I'm just horrified.
Yeah.
Remember how they had Ed Sheeran? Remember how Ed Sheeran had that one weird guest appearance in Game of Thrones, like out of nowhere? That's what they're going to do for Demi Lovato in Lord of the Rings.
Wait, Demi Lovato can sing?
I think she used to. I'm not.
Tool assisted singing run.
Yeah, she was a music artist, and then tried to be
a star.
Yeah, tried. Mm-hmm. Oh God! Oh, she's just bad.
All right, let's get to this one here. Hollywood Reporter Rick Porter. That's a new name. I don't recognize that name.
That is a new one.
That's not Tatiana Siegel or Boris Kidd. So there's like one other one.
There is one other one. I forget his name.
Jupiter's Legacy done at Netflix as streamer explores other Millar World projects. A live-action Super Crooks has a series order, and creator Mark Millar says he's confident he'll return to the show's universe in the future. So maybe it wasn't a rumor story if they got Millar talking about it already. Jupiter's Legacy is ending at Netflix, so the streamer isn't done with comic creator Mark Millar's world altogether. Well, no shit, they own it. Literally, Netflix.
I know.
They paid for it outright.
And they're like, didn't we just get Nemesis news too?
Yeah, but that's a movie. So remember, there's some stuff that Netflix has. There's some stuff that they don't have, like the Gentleman stuff. They don't have that. That's
the Kingsman stuff.
The Kingsman, yeah. So
Kingsman,
let's just read Let's just read his statement because I'd rather do that than read whatever the Hollywood Reporter has to say about his statement. Seriously, I can't. I mean, I do. That's one of the things I try. I do pride myself with Bounties. Like, this is what they said.
Oh yeah.
I'm not gonna rewrite what they said. I'll be like, the press release
Here
says.
it is. Yeah.
Plus, I just find it's why should I waste my time trying to
change?
Already wrote.
I'm not going to spend 5 minutes thinking up different synonyms when I can just say, here it is.
Yeah. Some big news from us on what's coming up next in live action from Millar World, peeps. I'm really proud of what the team achieved with Jupiter's Legacy and the amazing work everyone did on that origin season. I've been asked a lot about what we're planning next with this world, and the answer is to see what the supervillains are getting up to. I've always loved crime stories from Scorsese to Tarantino, and supervillains are always the most fun part of any superhero story. Yes, when they're getting beat the crap up by the superheroes. To do something exclusively focused on the villains they fight just feels incredibly fresh as we explore what it's like to be a bad guy. So he's basically doing Nemesis in a world crawling with good guys who want to put you in jail. Jupiter's Legacy is a vast and rich space with lots of characters to mine, and so I'm happy to share that our next step here is a live-action version of the Super Crooks comic I created with Laniel Francis Yu a few years back. Given where we're going next, we've made the tough call of letting our incredible cast out of their show commitment as we continue to thoughtfully develop all realms of the Jupiter's Legacy saga. We're confident we'll return to it later. I just want to say thanks to you guys for your continued support. And so that's a cancellation.
Yeah.
They're letting the cast go. Nice way of trying to word that, Mark.
But that's what
maybe that's why he was. What did he say? I saw you published it, Spencer. He was going after Twitter people. That's right. He made the Twitter stuff. He was saying that most comic book.
Are not on Twitter.
Yeah, and like all the companies just base all of their research off of Twitter.
They do all their research on Twitter, and then they do all their marketing to Twitter. And
Super Crooks will appear first as an animated series, so that's not really an
Studio
anime,
Bones.
but it's Studio Bones.
Yeah, from Studio Bones.
I will say, there was one. They've been cutting corners. I feel like a little bit. There's like this whole scene where like they just literally like instead of showing the characters talking, they pan to a cityscape scene, and then they just did like a comic word bubble. It's like okay.
Studio Bones did
get lazy here.
Mob Psycho, right?
Yes.
They're My Hero Academia too. Laniel, you and I have created a lot of new stuff for this show, and it's looking fantastic. It'll be previewed at the Annecy. Wow, they're going to France. Interesting. Annecy.
And that's soon, later this month?
Yeah, later this month. So they've already got this made then.
Studio Bones, though. Oh.
So this has been in works for a while. So I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. If you've already got it made.
I thought like people were loving Jupiter's Legacy from everything I heard.
It was still like top on Netflix trending. It was like number 3.
You know why?
Like yesterday.
It looks like it has a production budget that might be a little too steep for Netflix.
So we'll get to that.
Animation is a little way less.
Yeah.
So here,
except for Dark Side, Mongol, Doomsday, Dark Side. Already said Dark Side.
Yeah,
I think
whatever that villain is in that first episode.
Studio Bones gets paid less than Madhouse.
I believe that. Yeah, because Studio Bones is way more standard. Madhouse goes nuts.
Yeah, Madhouse goes nuts, and I guess in terms of salaries that those guys get for their work at Madhouse, they're just barely like above what is normal pay over there.
I think they've edited.
When they did One Punch Man, they were doing it for like regular wage, like kind of. They were doing it for regular wage. So all of the 3D wrapping, the lighting effects, all of that overtime work, dude, for every episode was just regular wage.
That's crazy.
You were talking about. So this is Boris Kid. This is like the normal guy. So obviously he contributed to that report. Richard Porter. Also, per sources, Jupiter's Legacy cost around $200 million, reshoots and everything included. So this is a sizable loss.
We see through the veil.
So Netflix is hard. How do you like? You've already. I mean,
I think it's the Swamp Thing effect.
The Swamp Thing effect, nice.
I understand. I don't know. To me, you'd have to like, how does Netflix calculate what is a loss? Do they? I mean, I have no idea how they look at that stuff because it's all subscription based, and I assume you would just look at like percentage of subscribers that watched it,
Right.
and then do some kind of like create some kind of algorithm calculation, where you would see like this is what like a subscriber watching this is equal to like X dollars or something, and then like do a plug and play with that.
Probably something similar.
Yeah, I have to imagine it's got to be along those lines, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, or it's just like we have this X money, or like I mean, honestly, if you want to like be even simpler, like all right, we have X number of subscribers, we have X number of revenue, so this is our budget for these shows. Here's some that can be like really high dollar, here's some that aren't, and get at it. I mean, Jupiter's Legacy is a Netflix production because they own Millar World, so it's different than some of their other stuff where they they buy the rights, like the Unicorn Store thing, where like they bought the Brie Larson movie. They bought that.
Yeah.
Like they bought that after it had already been like made. They didn't actually like
and shredded. They shouldn't have done that. Hey, you know this product is bad. Do you want to pay a lot of money for it? Yeah. What? Nobody liked the product?
Luis Morales says Netflix is removing good shows and movies to make room for bad shows.
Bad in terms of production quality, or bad in terms of writing, or bad in terms of all of the above.
I did see another report that I'm gonna get a little political here. I saw this. Barack Obama is making a kids show, or a show targeted at kids to teach them about the government. So,
that's going to be great.
I can only see that going over really well.
So he's going to teach them all about like organizing and running
and drone striking and
oh wow,
dude, I hated watching that stuff as a kid.
Domestic surveillance.
Watch that as a freaking adult and get my kids to watch that? Hell
yeah,
no.
yeah.
It's the Obama name. That's all they need. That'll get a bunch of. No, not enough for you and us. No, absolutely not. But it's enough for a bunch of idiots out there to go, Obama did something. Let's let my kid, like, he could make like a Saw type film, right? And people would still buy it up because it has his name on it.
Yeah, you know.
Show it to their kids.
Yeah. Let me make a how-to series on how to dismember people. Here you go.
No, it's made by a president of the United States. What does this guy know about writing a script for a film?
He doesn't.
Nothing.
No.
Nothing.
He's basically
he's nothing that. Even if Trump wrote a film, I wouldn't watch it because that guy is a businessman, not a filmmaker.
It's a part.
Oh,
sorry.
Well, the worst part is that it's not. Of course, it's not them. Like, they're essentially just like licensing out their. I don't know. I'm saying them. I mean Obama. Like, he's essentially just licensing out his name because nobody. Of course, he's not writing that. Of course, he might produce it by like overseeing what they're doing, but it's going to be staffed with DNC approved, activist artists and all that kind of stuff. So you know exactly what you're going to expect. Just like how it would, just like in your example, Don, like if Trump made one, it wouldn't be run by him. It would be run by various like Republican approved artists and all that kind of stuff,
Still,
like
even having their name attached to it, it makes me super disinterested because I know the angle. I know this, like what they're going to go for. And, there's a time and season for that, and the season is not watching it on Netflix.
Well, they've already got a trailer for it.
Oh
there
my
you go.
gosh, that art style is filth!
Oh, it's the corporate approved art style.
Oh, no. Oh, God.
I'm not watching the trailer. It's not.
No, please.
No, we don't want to lose the 14, 15 people we have already.
Yes.
Oh, it's even worse than teaching them about politics. Oh, it's even worse.
I told you there was going to be a bunch of organizing crap.
We the People, the 10-episode series, will feature 3-minute music videos. covering a
God.
wide range of topics to enlighten a new generation of young Americans about the power
Indoctrinate.
of the people.
You indoctrinate a new generation.
That's way worse than just teaching them about government.
Yeah.
Oh man, like teaching them about government, fine. Like I know that you're probably going to take a democratic angle at it, but there's only so much you can say about like how the government works, right? Like it's objective. But this is bad.
You know those old tunes where you got like the bill that goes through the house.
Yeah, Schoolhouse Rock.
He's just sitting there lonely on the steps of the Capitol, just waiting to get passed. This is not going to be that.
Hey Spencer, you remember? You remember obviously the classic Star Trek TNG episodes where Picard got taken by the Borg. Best of both worlds, right?
Oh yeah. When he gets assimilated. Yeah.
You remember? There's a video on YouTube. Somebody took like Obama's face and put it on Locutus, and
that's awesome.
And it has a speech where it says, "I am Obama of Borg." You know, your life as you know it is over. He goes through the whole thing.
It's over, yeah.
and it's pretty chilling because that essentially is an allegory to where we're at, and
nowadays, yeah,
and it's just it's gotten to the point now where again this is yet another thing where we see a vehicle for mass indoctrination, and that's another thing I was talking about earlier too. I'm getting really really sick and tired of this stuff.
Yeah, I mean the guy they're having on it is Peter Ramsey. I don't remember. I don't know if you guys remember, but this is the guy who he's Spider-Man, the animated movie, the Miles Morales one.
Oh, Into the Spider-Verse.
Into the Spider-Verse. He was one of the directors. He's also a Antifa supporter.
Oh, he's that one. Yeah. Oh yeah. That was a shame to find out. That movie is amazing.
Go figure, birds of a feather. I mean, it shouldn't be surprising to anyone.
It doesn't surprise me whatsoever. An anime, like I'm just like, oh, he's on there.
People of these ilk, John, they all hang together.
Oh yeah, but yeah, it's also debuting on Independence Day.
Oh
yeah,
July 4th.
Another slap in the face. Yeah.
So they're gonna try and get people to think that it's like pro America.
Yeah.
But it's Antifa.
Well, most real Americans,
mostly peaceful protests.
Most real Americans understand that pro America is not synonymous with Barack Obama.
So they've got Janelle Monáe, Brandon Carly, Lin-Manuel Miranda, Adam Lambert, Corday.
Oh, BB Rexa?
Kyle.
Oh yeah,
Who's Kyle?
Kyle's a great guy.
Kyle.
Just Kyle from
It's like the Deadpool 2 joke.
What's that guy's name? Peter. Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Andra Day.
And Kyle.
The Amanda Gorman woman. She was.
No, not her.
So man.
Oh, she was the woman who said, she's the activist poet who they wouldn't.
That's her.
They thought it was inappropriate to have a white person translate her poems. Danish poet stepped away from translating his works because people got upset because he was white and she's black, and they thought that it was inappropriate for him to translate her works because he had no experience with what she talked about. And it's like, what are you talking about? You're literally just saying that word means this word.
Yeah. He's like, I hate you, Kyle. Russian Game says Kyle is the Jewish kid from South Park.
Oh yeah.
I'd watch his set.
Yeah.
Mark 63 366 says I turn off anything that has BLM.
Apparently, all the
pretty much.
all the
I do
founding
too.
members of BLM have also turned off everything BLM.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, for Patrice Cullors, she just hasn't had the cable guy out to all 7 of her mansions yet.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I saw this. Maybe I'll do an article on it tomorrow. I gotta find. I should probably try and let me see if I can find the.
You'll
I
have to
was
watch
on
the
Netflix.
trailer, John.
Yeah. Definitely want to. I was looking for. Usually they have it in here, but I didn't. I didn't see it. Did you get anything about it, Spencer?
No, not yet.
Let's.
Not that I've seen. Let's see.
Oh, say that.
Funny ball.
What is it called? We the People.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, it doesn't have anything.
We got
Yeah.
the vaccine. Series,
Gotta
kids,
walk-
musicals.
They don't approve me. I try and apply just so I can see this stuff. And they
Oh, they
don't.
didn't apply you after, or they didn't approve you after the last one? Dang.
No, I even after they asked me to change the captions, I sent that response.
Yeah.
Didn't
You're
do
not
that.
allowed to see this. You're not in the cool club.
You're going to tear this apart. We only want good press.
Wrestler Game is asking, Doc McStuffins is a director. No, Doc McStuffins is a children's animated show. I think it's a Disney show, but yeah, I get your joke.
Oh, that is an unfortunate name, man.
Yeah.
But again, the writer Chris Nee is doing it. I don't know how much he writes on the show. I'm not. Yeah, but no, that's like a kid. That's like a popular kids animated show. So, I don't know.
This just sounds
What
funny
can I
as
say?
hell.
That's so bad.
All right, let's. What else did Mr. Bort? Let's go back to Jupiter's Legacy here because he had something else here. Oh, he's got. This is horrible. I hate when they do this. This is like, why are you just quote tweeting yourself? It's so bad. Okay, so he's just sharing the. How bad were the metrics? Jupiter's Legacy debuted May 7 on Netflix, and today, with no one using the word cancel, the show is done. The cast is being released from their contracts.
Okay.
Jupiter's
Let's
Legacy.
be
for the
honest
who
with
didn't
us.
watch
Gosh.
it was supposed to go on for several seasons and had a big reveal. Blah blah blah. The credit to Millar for pirouetting, moving on to his next comic adaptation, Super Crooks, and making Jupiter's Legacy a universe and giving it an anthology umbrella. Yeah, that was pretty crafty. I'm not gonna lie, that was pretty crafty for Millar. Because I was going to ask, have you read Super Crooks? Has anything to do with Jupiter's Legacy?
I didn't even know it existed, and I'm surprised because I love Lionel Francis here. Like, he's one of my favorite artists when he shows up. There are times when he's lazy where I'm just like, okay, man, you phoned this one in.
Lionel's kind of like, nah. He's 50.
Like his he really is 50-50.
Yeah, some of his stuff, because they had him doing some Marvel stuff like recently,
Eternals.
right? Yeah. Oh.
The Eternals artwork.
Okay.
Oh,
Did
the
he do
new
stuff
Eternals.
Before that? Did he do like?
Yeah.
I feel
Oh,
like
yeah. He did like
X-Men.
He did
number one.
X-Men.
When it was still-
Secret War. He did the entire miniseries. Or Secret Invasion. Sorry, not Secret War. Secret Invasion. He did Ultimate Hulk versus Wolverine, which is where that sweet panel of Hulk ripping Wolverine in half comes from. And yeah, just stuff throughout. I can see like pages in my head, like Daredevil, stuff like that. Dark Avengers, I think.
I think he's good at older characters.
I think I can agree with that one. I think that's really on point.
But if he's drawing,
'Cause when he draws people like
heroic people, no, it fails horribly.
Yeah, he didn't do House of X though, so he must have come on afterwards.
No, he didn't do. He did after.
No,
that. He did the
Okay.
X-Men after House
He
of X.
I feel like he tends to like phone it in when he's a regular, like when he's doing like a series, like that run on X-Men. Like when he does a run, he kind of tends to phone it in. But when he does like a mini series, it's all out there and it always looks great. I have no idea why.
I'm surprised more artists don't just phone it in. Honestly.
Welcome to Marvel.
Yeah.
Welcome to John Romita Jr.
I mean, you're not. I mean, what do you get? I mean, it's work for hire stuff. I get that, but I mean, you're not seeing the reward from it. I mean, as much as like Ta-Nehisi Coates is a horrible person, he was
broken clock.
He was right about Marvel treating their creators like crap and just.
Mm-hmm.
I mean that's just. I mean, honestly, it's not just Marvel. You can probably extend that to a lot of corporations. Just kind of taking advantage and over the people that did all the work.
Yeah, no, you like don't get to own the art or the creator. I don't know, it's bad. Make your own stuff. Go indie.
Yes.
Let your fans pick up your own stuff.
Which it seems like that's what a lot of people are doing. I think Brian Hitch is doing that. We're gonna probably have a story on that later this week.
Palmiotti, I think, is doing it.
Yeah, I mean Jimmy's been doing that for a while.
Oh, has he?
With Amanda Connor. Yeah, I think they've been doing that I think they've been doing some of their own stuff for quite a bit. But I think it sounds like they're going more gung ho into it. So we'll see. I mean, we know. Oh my gosh, I'm doing terrible right now. You're all gonna see what I'm doing now. You're gonna see. Billy Tucci found success as well.
Oh yeah.
With his stuff. Mercale says he's back, and he says Disney has some trouble on their hands. Yes, I did.
They always do.
I saw this. Let's. If I think it is what if.
Is that a U cover?
Yeah, it's Lionel Francis U when he shows up.
Yeah, when he shows up.
Yeah.
Hey, magic looks.
Oh, look at that! Yeah, look at that soul sword effect.
Yeah. Cyclops.
Dude, I love anytime Cyclops lets out like lets it go is so cool. Yeah. Do you remember that episode? Did you watch X-Men Evolution, right, Don?
Catched maybe a few episodes. I'm more TAS.
TAS. There's a really good episode of X-Men Evolution where I think it's Mystique she kidnaps Cyclops and then dumps him in the desert and takes away his glasses. So he doesn't know where he is, doesn't know what to do, and he gets back to close to civilization by just opening his eyes into the sky and quickly looking around, and it's so cool. And then there's that scene in, what is it? Where is it? X-Men Origins Wolverine, where he's a kid and it tears up the school. I think that's the movie. Mm-hmm. I think that's the one good scene from that movie.
So since it's June.
Oh gosh.
Oh god.
Oh gosh.
It's your Beatles reference, Crossing the Street. Is that what that is? That's like a Beatles reference, right?
I think it's just them walking in a line. It's all bad.
But people are just like Disney next month.
I love that.
It's frankly embarrassing that you keep trying to pretend you support LGBTQ plus folks when you are absolutely unwilling to risk even a single dollar of your money. These are all straight characters, not happy with the picture.
Dude, literally, they don't even use the word gay or pride in any of their stuff. It's all rainbow. This is our rainbow collection. Everybody belongs. It's
Pride Month.
It's such half-assedness. There, right? But on their merch, there's a shot of their Pride merch section, and I think it's a Disneyland store, and it just says "Welcome to our rainbow collection."
Oh god!
And it's gosh, you're so fake. You just want money, and people are sick of it.
Reminder: these guys canceled Nimona when they shut down Blue Sky Studios. It would have been the first LGBTQ-led animated film. It only needed 10 months. It's only needed 10 months to complete the whole thing.
Yeah, but it's also Nimona, and it didn't really have an audience.
Yeah. Hey, make a queer character visibly queer. I mean, it's just people roasting them. Anyway, pick it out for China. Is Buddha okay? Where is he? Make a princess movie.
Dude, that was one of my favorite tweets I saw to that was just easy response was now do it in China. Now do it in Russia.
Yeah. But not for them apparently. I don't know. Oh, that's China. Duh.
Oh,
Okay.
that's that's Raya. That's Raya. I guess they're supposed to be
Oh.
lesbians. I'm not sure. I didn't watch Raya.
Oh, I was just thinking that this was like a China reference.
Also good because it works.
Like-
It works on so many levels.
There's room for everyone under the rainbow, but like not for them. So that would make like they made Raya though. So I don't. No, that would make sense if it was. I think they're referring to China, right?
No, they're referring to those two being a couple, like because they weren't confirmed as a couple in the film. They're saying like, oh yeah, okay, except for them, like it's a
Okay.
half. They're just calling them out on their half-assedness.
Okay. Put more representation in your productions. Honestly, they'd be risking a huge chunk of their international business. For example, when a female character in Onward mentioned a girlfriend, a lot of countries didn't allow for the movie to be broadcast, and even digital companies were restricted, like in the Arab world's iTunes. US Ellen Fox bought and subsequently shut down a studio making a high-quality gay-oriented film and consistently censor LGBT content for other countries, of which such content is already incredibly sparse on the mainstream. Who do you think you're fooling exactly? Silence brand. That's different. Now they're saying promoted. Silence promoted. Don's over here showing cards. Oh, those X-Men cards.
I forgot the
Who are
comic
you?
book store did this. They
Wow.
handed out these cards that were promotional.
Those are cool cards.
for the X-Men runs that were coming out after House of X. And okay, this one was like the worst one. Excalibur.
Oh, that's a new
Excalibur.
one.
Teeny.
T. Howard. I like Marcus Toe though. He's a good artist.
Yeah, but writing.
Did you read?
Howard.
So did you read that story, Don?
Oh
where
my gosh, me and Phil.
where Betsy
hated-
became Captain Britain?
Oh, wait, what?
Have you read that story? It's in relation to Dawn of X or something. Something recent. But there's
it's
a recent story
Excalibur.
where
It's Excalibur.
yeah, it's Excalibur where Betty.
Yeah.
It's like the second issue of it or something. Like it's really early on in its run.
And then,
But you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, and then Fallen Angels is essentially Quinin,
Mm-hmm.
the assassin, separates from Betsy and becomes her own entity. And
It's so weird, but like
So
that whole making her Captain Britain was so. It was just bad writing. It didn't make any
it
sense.
was forced. It was
She-
forced.
Oh,
And
it was
Gambit
super
cucked.
forced.
Gambit was cucked.
Oh yeah, they were like totally making fun of. They were like digging on Gambit for no reason in that issue,
It's like
even though his like worries were justified.
welcome to Tom King's Batman once again. It's freaking anyway. Rant over.
DZ3 says, I remember that Betsy Braddock was Captain Britain before this run. Her first costume as Captain Britain was better.
Yeah, she was before. She's had it temporarily before, but the way they made her Captain Britain is super full. Like she literally just becomes it. Like Brian gets mind
by,
mind controlled
Morgan
by
Morgan.
yeah, Morgan Le Fay like mind controls Brian like that, and then they kicks Betsy out of the Captain Britain dimension. I always forget what it's called. And then when she came back, she was Captain Britain. Like, so dumb.
Yeah. That's Teeny Howard for you.
That is Feeny Howard.
Sounds horrible.
I wanted to give the X stuff a shot. See if it was any better than what I was getting in Spider-Man, and it wasn't.
Did. Oh, and
Gotta-
tomorrow I will be
gotta-
getting the Hellfire Call. Fucking,
You're going to do it?
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna torture myself for the sake.
Just the main series?
Yeah, I'm gonna just get him down the
Nah,
list.
you got to. We're going to start a crowdfunding on Bounding Into Comics Twitter for like $70 so that you can buy every like tie-in comic, because you know there's going to be like 60. So maybe more than $70, but you get the gist. And we're going to live stream you reading each and every one of them.
God damn it! Shut it. No. Hell no. I need time to process, time to vomit.
Can you actually read the? Will they shut you down if you read the entire comic?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Oh,
They're desperate for viewership.
Any attention? Yeah.
Any attention? Please read my comic.
Somebody's talking about the Hellfire Gala.
yeah, I guess we're gonna be getting a new NPD. We should be getting new NPD stuff soon as well, right?
Like, if they showed up at the Hellfire Gala like this, that would be better. This right here. This right here. That's you when he shows up.
Yeah.
You when he shows up.
Dude, look at Apocalypse in a suit. I don't know why that's so funny to me, but that's great. Magneto in that white suit looks so cool.
All right.
DC3 says, I gave up Marvel and DC a few years ago. I looked at older issues. I sailed the high seas to see the quality improve, but most are terrible.
Yeah, I can't think of anything in recent memory that I was like, this is good.
Hawkman, I guess, was good.
Hawkman. Yeah, Venditti's Hawkman.
That was a while ago, though.
That was like 2018 Rebirth.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of like the last 2 years, or
Ronin? Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
Okay, Ronin.
Yeah, but
that's not Marvel and DC.
That's
that's not the big two.
Sean the Moon
I guess I like the Great.
Spencer to
I like
read,
Grant
I
Morrison.
am not Starfire.
Oh, I will. I will do that for all of you. When it comes out, we will read it live. I will do it live.
Is it not out yet? It's still not out yet?
I don't know when it's coming out. Is it out? Oh gosh.
I'm still waiting for you're still waiting for New Warriors, right? Yeah, it's out.
Oh, it's out? Oh boy.
7 out of 5 on Google. So it's
On Goodreads. On Goodreads. Yeah, dude, that
Goodreads,
means it's hyper trash.
even the woke people on Goodreads think it's garbage.
Oh no, see it says DC's site says it comes out on the 27th of July.
Goodreads people, that might be people who got early copies through
review copies.
What is it?
Yeah, what is it called? I forget what it's called.
There's a review. There's like a website that does that stuff.
Yeah,
Viz uses it. We used to use it, but we don't really do comic book reviews anymore because no one reads them.
Nobody. Yeah. if you thought nobody read comic books, nobody's reading comic book reviews.
They might watch a stream of you just roasting something though.
That's
definitely
probably what
doing
I'll
that
do
with
for the Hellfire Gala.
Jay Lee says,
please.
Jay Lee says you should do a review of that book. I think you should do a roast if you're actually going to torture yourself that much.
Yeah, I do not think there's anything redeeming in there. We're gonna tear that thing up. That's some good content, guys. So come the end of July, beginning of August, we're gonna do a little trolling.
Book burning. What?
I can at least use it as like an Indiana Jones type like swipe thing at a local comic book shop to get a good comic book. Like, Action Comics #1. They'll never know if I swap out like the weight. The weight will be the same. The weight will be the same.
Have we ever heard anything about New Warriors? Is it still never coming out?
It's never coming out.
It's never coming out.
I wanted to submit my art.
Dawn's put out. Yeah, I was gonna say Dawn's put out more New Warriors content than Marvel has.
I mean, Kibblesmith, my DMs are open. I got the artwork for your next cover. What happened?
And it's already better than what we've seen. Give me some of that internet gas. Like that book, I'm waiting for it so much that when I see like mutuals and people I follow on Twitter just bring it up, people always ask, they're like, whatever happened to this? I'm always like the first reply where I'm like, it got canceled the day they were going to release it and they've said nothing. They're cowards and I want it.
I mean, it's really weird that they didn't release that.
Yeah. Like it's done. Like, yeah, it's done. You might as well get something back for it. You're probably not going to profit off of it, but you could make back lunch money.
I mean, I'll give it to Marvel for this. It is an original IP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, kind of. It was Dora the Explorer.
Nice character. They didn't race swap, gender swap. Any of that kind of swap.
I mean, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
But also, it was basically Dora the Explorer, Morbius, and Hawk and Dove from DC. Oh, and I don't know. There's no stupid internet characters. Gizmo from Teen Titans. Like,
This is what Kibblesmith is doing now.
Here we go.
Princess Dinosaur.
Princess Dinosaur.
A kid's book, it looks like.
Well, why do you need a table of contents for a kid's book?
I don't know. It's just... It's not a table of contents. It's just like all his links. Jay Lee told us to check out here, so I'm not sure what I'm actually looking for. If you like Rick and Morty, is there anything specific that we should be looking at, Jay Lee?
What?
Oh, Kibblesmith.
What?
What? I don't know what.
Where's that tweet? Twitter is just like 99% people making somebody up to be mad about.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jaylee said he tweeted at.
Literally just he tweeted at me. Okay, hold on. Did you DM it or did you? Not seeing a tag.
Oh, Twitter.
I'll just have to go to Jay Lee's Twitter. Find it. I think it's... You changed your. I assume this is you. It looks like you changed your profile pic.
Pardon me.
Oh, cool.
Oh, here it is. Oh, that's.
That can't be real. No way.
What?
No way. That can't be real. Good stuff like that just doesn't fall into your lap. This just doesn't happen. This isn't a movie. I gotta look this up.
Yeah.
Wait,
I thought he was
stepdad?
married. I thought he was married.
Wait, stepdad?
That's the joke.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I think that's a meme. I think that's just a meme.
Okay.
I'm hoping it is.
I don't think that's real. I'm pretty sure he's married. It looks shopped. It looks
Oh,
shopped.
Yeah, I'm looking at a bigger version of it now. The text looks shopped.
Yeah.
This is probably a real photo of him with somebody, but I think that actually is his wife.
Yeah, I think that's his wife. But that
I
looks
think
like
that's
it looks
the joke.
shopped. Yeah.
Like he was the third man out. He was the observer. Oh man, poor guy.
I mean, I'm surprised they did that video. That just he's supposed to be a comedy writer. I mean, I guess it was comedy. He was the butt of the joke.
Oh man.
Gosh, poor Kibblesmith. Poor us. Just give us any update, Marvel. There's I imagine it's now like the end of Raiders of the Lost Ark, where like somebody just wheeled it into a big warehouse, and somewhere in this vast country of ours, there's a warehouse with a crate full of New Warriors books.
No, it's on a hard drive.
Oh, so it's like the Death Star plans.
Yeah.
I still want him. I'm gonna go climb a tower and pull out the hard drive and say, "I've got it."
Oh, it's like a Mike Zero situation. Freaking, there's a hard drive somewhere with all the secrets behind Lucasfilm.
That only he can see.
Yes.
All right, let's. I did a video. This was kind of last week, but there's a lot of stuff in here we can talk about. Oh, it's gonna block me. I bet, isn't it? It's gonna ask me to subscribe. Oh no, it's not. Dude, all last week it was trying to block me. He was putting me behind a paywall.
Really? That's weird. I never
He's
got
so
that from
weird.
Rolling Stone.
I always
Yeah,
get
I
that
think
from Rolling Stone. They
he was
track
putting
me.
me behind a paywall. So this is actually this is their web version of that part of the interview that leaked like last month, where Kevin Feige was just like, "Yeah, we decided to not include Doctor Strange because he's white, and we don't want to commoditize on him. Like, we didn't want to commoditize on like the next movie,
Yeah, it was
and we
dumb
also
as-
didn't want
shut up.
we didn't want to have him in there because he's white and teaching her about power."
Yeah, we didn't want a
This
white
doesn't
man
make
to
sense.
upstage a woman's journey.
Yeah. But there's some other interesting things as well. They opened it up with the comments from Roy Thomas,
Huh.
which was
Of
surprising.
all people. Yeah.
And he was
Roy
talking.
Thomas's
about-
Avengers.
He was talking about why they decided to do the Scarlet Witch with Vision. He was like, "And there was the Scarlet Witch, the extra girl at the dance. It worked out well, but it was pretty much luck that it happened. The romance of convenience."
That's awesome. I love those little insights into like how comic books are written.
Yeah.
It's like everybody else was paired up. All right, they're paired up.
So yeah, I mean, Feige basically takes credit for everything. This is how he's like taking credit for the entire idea of the show being a sitcom.
Humble.
Yep. He says like, and while we were in Atlanta shooting those two films together, there was a cable channel in the hotel where I was staying that every morning had Leave It to Beaver and My Three Sons. Rather than watching the news in the morning, I just had that on. Meaning he wasn't watching whatever. It probably was not a Disney channel. That's what it is.
Yeah. Also, like that's not what kind of everybody. I feel like everybody just watches random sitcoms on in the background when they're doing. Shut up, Kevin. This isn't special. This is just every day.
He also says he had Tom King's. It's weird that they wrote 2016. It was 2015. It ended in 2016.
Yeah.
His Vision comic series. I just love the white picket. Like he says, he just had it sitting on his desk for a long time. Like he's like, I just love the white picket fence, the mailbox. This is like he didn't actually open it. He just looked at the cover.
I honestly feel like that's what it is because any reference to that specific series is superficial at best.
Yeah, he's just like, and his Android family in this suburban home. I just love that image.
I can read
Like, I
the
don't-
Amazon product description too.
I don't think he actually read the story. And then he's talking about Disney Plus.
Give us your money.
And then look here, even he calls her Lizzie. Elizabeth Olsen even says that it was all Kevin's idea. And she was like, her idea sounds better. I kept thinking about one of the bits in the Twilight Zone movie. Was there a Twilight Zone movie?
Yeah.
Yes,
There was? Okay.
There've been a couple.
John Lithgow, and
Mhm.
they had that weird one with the kid who could create reality as he saw it. He created a nightmare that was like reflected of his reality, and this woman
Yeah.
had to embrace him at the end.
Didn't they I feel like they redid one of the stories from like one of the shows. I feel like one of them
Okay.
was redone.
It was.
Oh yeah, it was the infamous one, the creature on the plane or on the wing
Yeah.
thing. They
Oh.
redid that in the movie.
They redid
And
that?
that yeah.
Was it good? Because the show
Oh,
did
it
it
was
great.
good. Lithgow
good.
was.
Lithgow was in it,
selling
yeah.
it.
Yeah, that's a great one. Where no one believes he sees the monster on the wing,
Mhm.
right? Yeah,
Mhm.
that's
Yeah.
a good one. yeah.
It's a hit or miss movie, but that one hit. That remake or that scene hit. Or segment or part.
Mhm.
For me, when I was reading through this, I was just like, wow, everything you're saying sounds a lot better than what you actually made.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you can't have any originality because you got to appeal to everybody.
Mm,
Your global
So-
audience.
So in my head, what we were making was this twisted relationship with television. They talk about this a lot. Like she says this, Schaefer says it. I
But
didn't get that. It did
I
not. That
didn't
did
get
not
that
come
at
off.
all.
Yeah, it didn't happen in the show. So one
Because
of
they
the,
chickened out.
this person here seems to be the actual comic book reader, Mary Lavanos. I came on the project in the summer of 2018. I tried to read all the comics available. I went through all these old suburban family sitcoms, studied the episode setup, studied episode titles, watched everything that we could. Once Jack was on board, everything started to solidify very quickly.
Except Jack didn't read any of the stuff you did.
Man, that makes me sad. I bet Livanos came to the table with like all of these ideas, and they probably threw out 90% of them because it's too weird. We don't want it. I don't know. That's depressing.
That sucks. Sorry, Mary.
I do feel sorry for her.
Yeah.
She actually seemed like she
did her job. She put in the work.
Yeah. Wow, you did your homework.
She clearly cared, at least about her job.
Someone else talks about how she had like a Bible and had all the comics in it, and like every single comic.
Oh man!
Damn.
And Kevin said, "Go get us lunch. Go in that other room for right now." And then they like locked her inside.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, literally,
they put the chair up against the knob.
Throughout this interview, it's just like what Kevin wanted to happen is what happened. Like they talk about this part. There's this scene where they were talking about like why another reason why they cut Doctor Strange, and they were like, but we didn't cut the commercial from because they were saying how Doctor Strange was supposed to be the commercial, like talking through the commercials or whatever. Right. And they didn't, like in episode 6, that commercial was, and then they also talk about how the commercials were supposed to be like Lizzie's then they changed it so it's like her subconscious like talking to her or whatever. But like the 6th one, which is the claymation one, episode 6, I guess, was the claymation one, and that's actually like Agatha or something, and it's not her subconscious. So it doesn't like fit.
Yeah, they kind of lost it there. And then there was the thing about it's supposed to be Doctor Strange talking to her. Like I like that angle.
But they said that episode 6 one, they kept that because Feige said, I want to keep that one, even though it didn't go with what the other commercials. It literally is what Kevin Feige wanted. Like if Feige wanted to change something, they changed it.
Feige's becoming the freaking Zack Snyder of Marvel. Just do what I want to do, even if it doesn't make sense.
I think we'll see what happens with Eternals and Shang-Chi, but it'll be interesting to see how quickly the Long Knives come out. And people are like, oh, Kevin wasn't really the guy who came up with this idea. Like he just took credit for it. I mean, I bet you. I'm not be surprised.
There's
surprised at all.
There's some cracks showing. So
yes,
Doctor Strange 2. That was supposed to be that one guy directing it.
Derrickson.
Yeah.
Scott Derrickson.
Left for creative differences.
He's still an executive producer, though.
Yeah, but...
No, the creative differences were Feige telling him like what he could and couldn't do.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I took that.
No, yeah.
So I think you're going to see more and more all of this stuff. Just, okay, Kevin wanted to do this. I disagreed because it didn't fit in with the narrative of what the story was trying to do. And Kevin wanted it for whatever reason, and we disagreed, and I left.
Yeah. I mean, we already knew because what is it? Cargill was the writer for Robert Cargill, I think is his name.
Cargill
was the writer, and he was like talking about how like they were looking at doing like Nightmare, and there might be like a Namor reference.
They were going to go all horror on it.
Yeah, it's going to be very horror vibe with Nightmare, which would be an actual like pretty
cool.
Could have been really cool. And you would potentially beat DC, like Netflix and DC, to Sandman. Nightmare. So, but they scrapped that, and now they're doing. I can't think of
Nightmare now without thinking of what they did to him. Like a couple years back, after Secret Wars, when Miles Morales came to 616, and they gave him his own miniseries. His first issue is Nightmare has taken down all the Avengers, and Miles beats him with his little Venom blast. And it's just like, dude, this is so stupid. This is so like, I couldn't stand it after that. I think I dropped it right after that because I was just like, this is so dumb. I can't do it. Like,
I mean, it was Bendis, right?
Yes. So
Yeah.
there you go.
Bendis is part of a lot. I'm doing. I'm working. I mean, I don't know if you looked in the peaks.
I saw. Yeah.
But I had a recommendation from a Twitter user. They actually recommended me do the Redhead list, and that's one of our best performing videos ever. So they gave me another recommendation, and I've just been putting it off because I know it's gonna take a lot of work, take a lot of time. But I started putting it to doing a lot of research, getting all that stuff. That's really what it comes down to. Getting just the research and everything, making sure my I's are dotted and my T's are crossed. But yeah, I'm working on another video on that.
Bendis the War Destroyer.
Yeah, I mean,
oh yes,
seriously. I think of the first. I think I might have like 4 in there right now. It's basically all the sexuality changes for. I'm doing a list on all the characters that have been had their sexuality changed, and like the 4 that I've done, 3 of them are all like under Bendis's pen. Yeah. So because it's like it's Iceman. He did both the younger version and the older version.
Oh God!
And then I think he did. There was another one. Did he do Kitty Pryde? I think he might have done Kitty Pryde.
Oh God!
Probably. Sounds like.
And
I mean, that was one of his pet characters.
But yeah, so like right now, I've got Iceman, I've got Kitty Pryde, Star-Lord, and then there's one other in there who's I'm forgetting right now.
Kitty Pryde, Iceman, Star-Lord, Alan.
It might just be 3 right now.
Alan Scott.
I haven't gotten to him yet. He'll be there, but
yeah.
But yeah, I think I might do it in chunks of 5 for the videos. So I'm close. I might have.
That's a smart idea. Yeah.
Yes, Anne Boleyn. There are images of Anne Boleyn that she might have had. I believe. No, wait. I'm not sure about Anne Boleyn. I think she might. She might have had red hair. I have to look. Hold on. Let me look. Well, why do I have this? Oh, that's the Rolling Stone ad. I was like, that is a freaking huge ad.
I think
we'll
that's
get back
just
to the Rolling Stone thing.
Yeah, I know it. I think that's just like her head covering.
So let's just go here.
It's one of those hard ones.
It's possible.
The 2 doors.
I think there's some people are saying that Cleopatra had red hair. It looks like she's a brunette.
I feel like I've heard that because I like the black hair is like a wig, like a ceremonial thing that the Egyptians used to wear.
Yes.
So I've heard that. I just don't know anything about like if it's true or not.
Well, at least Gal Gadot is playing her, so it should be fine.
Mark. Keep jumping on me here. Mark Lexworth says, I heard Akiva Goldsman might get a shot at Stargate. Is he doing something else?
I thought he was, yeah.
Else. He's working on something else. He's doing the Star Trek.
Yeah, he's doing Picard. He's destroying
he's doing Picard.
No, that's the other guy. That's the other guy. That's Oh no, wait, it is him too. It's him too. It is him too. That's right.
He's doing the new Star Trek, the Enterprise show.
Oh, TDK or
Strange New Worlds. Strange New Worlds.
Strange New Worlds.
Yes.
Yeah.
Strange New Worlds.
And then he was Picard.
STD.
Not anymore. I don't think. I think he started it. He definitely got us there.
Ellie Yap says Henry VIII was a redhead. That's where Elizabeth I got her locks. I don't know. I'm not sure. I have no idea.
I
think Cleopatra's the redhead. I don't think Anne was. I mean, it's possible, but she looks pretty brunette in all these. She looks like a brunette in most of these photos. But there is speculation, like serious speculation, that Cleopatra was a redhead, though.
Yeah.
All right, let's go back to this Rolling Stone article here.
Stupid Jack. Oh, 3-year deal. 3-year deal.
Yeah. Our early conversations were about
she's leaving the TV,
to process what's happened to her in the movies, having to continually just move forward into these, like, because we don't want to watch that. Like she moves forward. Like obviously she got over it. Like she moved on. Like this is what I didn't like. I didn't even like. I remember criticizing the whole. I mean, 4chan had this plot like way in advance, and they were like, "Yeah, Wanda's going to be like depressed and like go into like a alternate dimension," which basically is what happened. And I was like, "Why? Like, why would she be like?" Well, they also said she was going to be homeless, which kind of was, right?
Kind of.
I mean that house was not built, right? It's created a fake house. But I mean she had moved on in Endgame. Like they had that scene with Hawkman at the end.
Hawkeye.
Not Hawkman. So, yeah.
That would have been
Hawkeye.
weird.
Yeah. Yeah, that would have been. It probably would have been cooler, but yeah, it would have been weird. But they had. I mean, they did. They had that scene with Hawkeye at the end of Endgame where they were like talking about like their loss and stuff and moving on from that, and helping each other move on from that. So I don't know.
I could
thought the
buy
whole
it,
premise
but
of the
like
show was just they tried to sell that as the central moving point of the show. It's all about grief, and we like tried to craft every like episode about the stages of grief or whatever.
But I thought it was all about how, television gets twisted with us.
I don't know. They like literally they make up their like depending on what narrative they decide to spin, they tell you. But yeah, so here she shows it here. My original pitch was mapped out to the stages of grief, and that would be tied to the sitcoms and tied to her performance and her motivation in a given episode. So the finale was always like ramping up toward acceptance. I guess.
Maybe.
I don't know.
You can say it all you want. Doesn't mean that's what happened.
Right.
I'd have to watch it again to really dive into those.
Well,
I don't want to.
She's saying that was her original pitch. That wasn't what was that came on the screen. My original pitch, there was the idea that we would start in the sitcoms, that we would have several episodes in a row that were very entrenched in the world and the tone, but that the truth of the scenario would sort of be fraying at the edges, and the feeling of very special episodes was something I was chasing from day one. I don't know what that means. With a sitcom, with comedies, the creators make a pact with the audience that you're in a safe space.
Here we go.
Everything's going to be resolved, and these episodes break from that and violate that. Like, really? I don't. With comedies, the creators make a pact. Really? I don't feel that.
No, you go outside of your boundaries in those shows.
That is a weird thing to say.
What?
That's very much current year type of language. Like, what does that even mean?
Yeah.
I make a pact with the audience that you're in a safe space.
Everything's going to be resolved, and these episodes break from that and violate that agreement. I remember them in my body.
Huh?
I remember the sick feeling that I would have.
Huh?
What? The one I always go to in my mind is when Carol Seaver's boyfriend died on Growing Pains. It was Matthew Perry, actually, that played him, and it was so shocking and wrong and such a betrayal of the agreement that the show has with the audience. I was like, that's what I want to do. I want to chase that feeling with intention. I want to violate our agreement with the audience and give them that freaky, sick feeling, because that's experiencing.
What?
I feel like they only got that sick feeling with the Bugman. With a beekeeper, whatever his name was.
Because they cowarded out. They peed out of showing. Yeah, chickened out showing anything real.
Yeah, because obviously they have to appeal to a larger audience. So, and they have to follow that
Disney
safe
Plus.
space.
Disney Plus isn't in China.
They don't have to, but they want to.
Yeah.
They have to appeal to China eventually, because otherwise they would have just done Mephisto.
Dread Pirate Mikey says
That is
"Wow,
like, yeah.
make the audience feel sick. That will sell." I think she means like I get what she's saying there. I feel like she's like a sick feeling, like that queasiness in your stomach. To me, I get that. Like that's more in like really tense scenarios, like scenes that are like really tense. One of the shows that I thought did that well was the remake that I think it's FX, might have been A&E did. What was it called now? Oh my gosh, the guy's a serial killer at the motel. Her son is his.
Bates
Motel.
Motel.
That
The
first season,
Psycho, right?
yeah, it's Psycho. Yeah, it's from Psycho. But yeah, Bates Motel, I thought did a good job of like that sick feeling. Like I feel like you got a sick feeling with the Bates Motel television show, and yeah, I mean I don't really watch a lot of horror films, but I was watching Bates Motel. I don't know why, but
like I kind of get what she's trying to go for too. Like she's talking about like those episodes of sitcoms that are like heavier, so they take you by surprise. Like I can think of a couple in like Scrubs. There's a lot.
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air had
Fresh Prince has a lot of them.
Dicks Out, where Phil has a heart attack.
Oh, that one. That's the one you were thinking of. Yeah. I was thinking of the one where Will's dad comes back and then like promises he's going to take him with him, and then at the end of the episode he like leaves him again. Like that's what I think she's going for, but the problem is none of that happened in the show. Nothing even came close to that happening in the show. Also, it's a world with superpower. Again, it's that problem of like you have superpowers and stuff. It's really hard to put you on the same relatable level as other people.
So the example that she's making there with growing pains, are she saying that like characters can't like? She's saying that's so shocking because they killed a character,
or that's so shocking because it's against everything that the show has built itself up to be, which with the audience, which is a comedy.
Yeah, a sitcom.
Oh, so you would? Oh well,
like,
I don't know.
It's another. Put it this way: it's literally her saying, "I wanted to subvert everybody's expectations," because that's what she's saying. That's in a sitcom agreement. The agreement that she's talking about is like when you go into a sitcom, there's no agreement, but there's kind of an understanding. Like I'm going to be watching something lighthearted and funny, and then episodes like that happen, especially in the days of like catching a new episode every week. Like then episodes like that happen, and it's heavy and it takes you and it makes you think about stuff, but. It's all done. It's not necessarily to subvert your expectations. It's just kind of how the story is going. So again, they're taking the wrong view. Like I think they're coming from an earnest place, but they're going about it completely wrong. And then they're trying to do one thing and tell you they're doing something else, and it's not working.
I guess I'm just I 100% understand. Like I get that. I guess what I'm kind of confused on is just like I feel like most of the comedies I watch, like heavy stuff happens all the time. Like
they do.
Like Roseanne has a ton of that stuff. Like the original Roseanne stuff. There's heavy stuff
has it like every other episode
all the time, and they like that's why it's funny because you're dealing with like the way she approaches it and the way they handle it. They make light of that stuff sometimes. But then there's other times where it's just like she's having like serious conversations like with her daughter about like stuff that's happening, and it's just like whoa, like this is like she's actually I mean
it's heavy. Like here's the disingenuous part
from a comedy though.
Right, like there are those like not only is it not surprising to see in comedies because it happens a lot, but also back in the day they used to specifically tell you that sort of an episode was coming up because you would read TV Guide or you would get the ads in newspapers. Like on a very like they literally named an episode of WandaVision after this kind of trope, a very special episode. Like you know that these kind of episodes happen all the time. It's not that surprising. What is surprising is how you pull it off, how you go about it. And the only surprise here was how bad it was.
Was that the Vision one?
I think so.
Experimenting on White Vision or whatever.
I think it's
the
where they
only
go.
one I can think
I think
of.
it's the one where they go back in time, kind of, or like not back in time, but kind of fill in the gaps of what was happening.
Right, she discovers that they're experimenting on Vision and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Pretty sure that's that episode.
Olsen says, I felt like it was the first time a writer really understood the 360 of this woman's inner and exterior world. For instance, I usually like to tell writers, just remember that English isn't one. Okay. Why would you have to tell them? It doesn't matter. You're still speaking English, though. I think that would apply more so if like a culture shock that she's new to America, but she's been in America for quite a bit now with WandaVision, right? Because she didn't get blipped, did she?
She got blipped.
She did. Okay, so she did get blipped. So she hasn't been there. The show doesn't really address that at all, does it? Besides with Rambo.
Sorry, water, but yeah, nope.
Yeah, you would think that might be something they would address too. Like, not only did she have I don't know.
You could have done a thing, or I guess Vision was dead at the same time, but you could. I don't know. You're totally right. It's dumb.
Yeah. So when she's not in sitcom land, there has to be a different kind of rhythm to how she says things, and Jack already understood that.
Did she?
So this is interesting. She says she's going to have a much more thicker accent after spending time studying the Darkhold in wherever she's at, the mountains, which I assume she's supposed to go back to Sokovia, I guess.
Will she?
She goes back to an accent that's more true to her.
That doesn't make sense because, like, I know that, like, for example, one example I always think of is Gary Oldman. When he was filming, I think, Batman Begins or the movie before that, he worked with a voice coach to get rid of his English accent, and then, or not to get rid of it, but like to act like without one. And then after the movie was done, he had lost it. He was like, it's gone. Like, I don't know what to do. He had to go back and hire somebody to reteach him how to speak in his accent. It's not something you just default to if you haven't spoken it in a long time.
So I will say from personal experience, when my dad goes back to West Virginia, he picks up his West Virginia accent back.
Right.
Very cool.
But if your dad,
not as an actor.
Right, but like if your dad was like where he is now, and he was just there living his life, he wouldn't just all of a sudden slip back into his West Virginian accent. He would
around his family.
Right, exactly. You have to have some other catalyst. You don't just revert to it.
Right. I thought this was a. Here we go. No. Yeah. Sean the Movie Man 71 says different strokes, good times, on the family. They all did this, but WandaVision was supposed to be a horror-esque superhero show sitcom. Yeah. WandaVision failed. Yeah, they totally failed at it. It's horrible. I
could have done so much with the setting, and you just blew it up. You blew it up.
Could have done so much with setting up other movies.
Oh,
this is like WandaVision.
Like, why would you choose to stop now?
WandaVision is literally the show that you remake because it had a good concept, but it sucked. So
but the execution was awful.
This is the show you remake, like
the Script Doctor remake.
Yeah.
All those shows so far, like the Marvel shows, to me have been just underwhelming. Like
mediocre. Yeah.
They're going to comic book.
Yeah.
I was looking forward to Loki. Now I'm just like, what the hell's gonna happen?
Yeah.
I'm kind of there too, Don.
Blacked in America, I thought was.
But I like Owen.
I thought Blacked in America. I thought Blacked in America was going to be half decent, and it wasn't. Yeah,
I like John Walker.
Yeah, John Walker was probably the best thing of that whole thing.
Yeah, he was awesome.
Retro Game says if Elizabeth Olsen eye candy wasn't in WandaVision, I wouldn't have made it past episode.
Yeah, that's true. She did look pretty hot. Not gonna lie.
A benefit for the Chinese market. She basically spent the entire time running her concentration camp.
And got no backlash for it. That's good.
Yeah.
That is. Let's highlight that, man. If we had an office, we would print that out and we would like put it on the wall.
That is comment of the night.
Mark Seth says, "Isn't Loki a woman?" That's the rumor.
That's the rumor.
We've also seen her in
Wow.
the Loki outfit from a set photo. So Mark Seth says, "I couldn't finish Falcon. I didn't even try and start it."
That was the show you were looking forward to most, John.
Yeah, I thought the trailer looked cool. That him flying through the canyons in that trailer looked cool.
Yeah.
So, like, you guys, I'm sure everybody has had that experience where you go see a movie or you watch something with a bunch of people and you all went into it like pretty excited or wanting to watch it, and then when it's done, it's that awkward silence where you don't have anything good to say, so you kind of just say things. Like, that was neat. Like, I liked that. You start talking about the things you did like because you can't just say it was all good. That's what happened with my family after Falcon and the Winter Soldier. That's the only reason I watched it, because my dad went on this Marvel kick, watched all of the movies in a row, watched WandaVision with me, and then when he saw Falcon, he was like, "Hey, you want to watch this?" And I was like, "Sure, let's watch it." And we watched it with my mom, and we watched all the episodes, and we got to the end of that last one, and we were just like, all right. And it was the same reaction all of us had to Wonder Woman 1984, which was just like, awesome. I like the costume. The costume is cool. Not the Falcon America one, but like John Walker's costume was cool.
Yeah,
like that. It's not good for anybody. I'm not seeing anybody outside of the stands really caring about this stuff.
Yeah, I mean we looked at the viewership. It was like the highest I saw was like 1.7 million, which isn't that
which was
high.
super due.
So that's not a lot.
Super low.
Marcos Seth. Oh yeah, no. Was one? I thought there was something else that was above Wonder Woman. It was Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings was above Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman was number 2. So, I guess new movie. Wonder Woman 1984 is a great film, a failure on every level. Yes, horrible. I did watch that one, and the ending was so bad. Like, oh, let me get my lasso around you, even though like you couldn't do it for like.
Hey, I'm Cheetah. I'm gonna randomly show up at the White House because I'm here. Because I'm here now.
Yeah.
I'm on a tour. A 3-hour.
Couldn't even give her that flimsy. Couldn't even give her that Gilligan's Island excuse.
Yeah, X-Men, they actually took a tour of the Pentagon before they snuck off. The spine of the show was such a strong emotional one, and the thematics were so clean. That allowed us to do some pretty amazing, wacky stuff.
It's wacky, wild stuff.
There was a good joke in this scene.
I did like his office scenes. Like the whole thing with his boss, like when he was like going over to Vision's house for dinner, and he's talking about like the last employee I went to dinner with, like enjoyed like hippie culture, like was a beatnik, and he's like, and it was Joe, and he was just like, I wore a turtleneck. Like I thought that was a really funny joke.
I liked it when he was like they were making the calculator jokes because he's a calculator.
Yes, those were good too.
Moving through decades really ended up dovetailing so beautifully with the grief arc. We started in the 1950s post-war sitcoms where it's all about optimism and it's all about appearances. Everything is upbeat and it feels like possibilities are limitless. It's also very contrived and constructed and performative. And then as we move forward, things get looser and more authentic and more sincere. And then they get into the Malcolm in the Middle era in the 90s and 2000s where things get downright rough around the edges. Then when we got to the era,
I don't know if that's really the language you use for that. Things get downright rough around the edges. Like,
what?
They get downright mildly inconvenienced? Like, what the hell is that?
So, like, I mean, that's like Roseanne, right? Roseanne was like the 90s and 2000s, right?
Yeah. Early 90s, yeah.
Yeah. Confessional sitcoms? What is a confessional?
Yeah, like Modern Family, The Office. Parks and Rec, where they like talk to the camera.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. Parks and Rec, yeah. Breaking the fourth wall and sitting down for interviews. Blackish is, I think Blackish doesn't he does some confessionals in Blackish too. Which is so perfect for the depression piece. We played into the comedy of her wardrobe and eating cereal and watching TV. I didn't watch any of that stuff, so I can't really.
None of this is
terrible.
Yeah, none of that episode was, or at least those parts were humorous.
No, they weren't really humorous.
They were humorous, and like I did not get depression from any of that. Like,
yeah,
you're really trying to shoehorn in that narrative because like
the grief thing seems very forced to me. I watched the first 4 episodes.
Yes.
The grief is
3?
not. Yeah, maybe 3. The grief isn't there at all. There's no grief in any of those episodes. There's
grief. I don't get any grief from any of those episodes, really.
Maybe like the 6th episode where they go into her past and she's like she creates this world out of grief.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like the whole thing with direct, like her finding the vision being operated on and experimented on. That was like a believable grief performance from her, but like none of that carried over into that town.
Yeah,
like or like her time in that town.
The town is denial and escapism.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's none of those other stages. They never made it to those other stages.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even like the idea of the grief thing. I mean, Don and I were talking about this when you went to the bathroom, Spencer.
Yeah.
I just didn't buy that. I remember like criticizing the premise of the show when the 4chan leaks came out about that she would be like depressed and like homeless, and I was just like, this is just crap. This is like a kind of crap idea. Like the better idea, like I do like the idea of like being stuck in like a sitcom, like her powers, like her powers go crazy or something, and she creates the alternate reality and she doesn't realize she's in it, and then you have like creepy stuff happening, or it's like Agatha, or it's Mephisto like effing with her, like messing around with her or whatever. Like, he draws her into,
or
he draws her into this, or Nightmare. He draws her into this alternate reality, and then like it's a sitcom, but then you start seeing like the cracks at the edges and stuff, and that like would have worked. Like the guy like choking, like in the first episode, at least you had some of that stuff. The boss choking and like her saying like "Do it, Vision."
Oh man, that was cool.
So you had stuff like that. But it would have been like, I don't know, it would have been, I think like even with her saying that, like that wouldn't work for that. You'd have to have like Kitty saying it from 70s show, the wife of the boss.
Yeah.
She would have been like, "Do it, Vision," or something like that, and like just like completely like out of character. Yeah.
And that's what I wanted to see more of. Like I wanted to see that unsettling, like the beekeeper thing. I still think the beekeeper thing is still so cool to me, and they dropped it.
Yeah, they just dropped it.
Yeah.
Just nothing. What's up with that? This is a big like nothing burger. They didn't do anything with that. I was like,
it's a problem when the fans and the audience of the show are making better storylines than the actual show itself.
Yeah.
Yes.
Precisely.
Yeah, that's why Star Wars sucks too.
Pretty much.
Yep.
All right. So it's just, this is funny. She didn't even watch the Brady Bunch. She watched the movie,
the sequel.
Inspiration. Yeah, that's also.
Stop taking like inspiration from. That's what people do. They watch like one part of something and they go, "I know everything about this," and then those people get creative control and they don't know anything about this.
Well, I'm fine with her like taking inspiration from the acting. I don't know. I think that's fine because this is Olsen saying that. That's not Schaefer. But yeah, I do understand. Like, I do get what you're saying. That I feel like that
okay. No, I thought that was Schaefer saying that, not Olsen. My bad. Yeah.
The big time but yeah, Spencer has a good point though. The big time creatives themselves don't take the time to do research.
Mary did.
Yeah.
Yes, we'll give Mary that credit. Mary, you a real one.
Jaylee's asking, how's the Bad Batch? I don't know. I only watched the first episode. And I had zero. I only watched that because I promised I was going to be on Justin Proper's show, and he was talking about that. We might talk about that. So I was like, okay, I guess I'll watch the first episode so I know what I'm talking about if I get asked about it. We didn't talk about it, and I watched it. I wrote some articles about it, and it sucked. So yeah,
and we left it.
Yeah, I didn't even bother watching. I haven't watched it at all. I don't think I will. Period. It just.
I was watching a Not My Star Wars stream. Shout out to Not My Star Wars. Yeah, he basically he that's what he was saying. Mark 63366. It's all about Omega, this secret clone,
Palpatine clone,
a female, and now all the Bad Batch people are like mutants, like the X-Men.
God.
Instead of being like defective clones, they are now like hinting that they're experimental clones that have superpowers. And the Kaminoans like gave them those defects on purpose.
So they basically just jumped the shark with the entire thing already.
I mean, it's what you expected. It's the Force is female, so
yeah. I'm so glad I didn't watch it.
I was really hoping it was going to be like Bad Batch doing missions for the Empire. Like that's what it should have been.
I think like from here on out, it's just the rule of thumb is that Star Wars will never give you even a semblance of anything good.
This is what we're going to tease with our like Bad Batch show. And we're going to say it's in the time of the Empire, and we know that they're clones, and we know that the clones become part of the Empire. But no, we can't actually like have these guys be the bad guys. And we're going to introduce a whole random new character who's not part of the Bad Batch, but she's the main character. So
Go Don.
Yeah, I'm watching. There's this trailer that just showed up. It's a fan film. You guys saw the Bucketheads?
Yes,
dude, that one looks legit. Like there was love put into it. There was appreciation for the lore and everything that came.
I remember that. It's been a while since I watched those. Yeah, those were good. Those were cool.
It showed up as a trailer on Twitter. I guess OG Star Wars was talking about it. And it looked legit. When I have more interest in seeing that than like an actual Star Wars property, that's a problem for Star Wars.
Well, for a long time though, Don, the fans have been making better stuff for a long time. And again, this goes to the crappy culture we have now. I mean, fans used to at least be recognized for that. Now they're they come after them and threaten to take their whatever little possessions they have away, just because they dared to make Star Wars or a Star Trek fan film. And it's like, man, they're upstaging you, Hollywood.
Yeah, I saw something about Games Workshop has gone out and like hired all the Warhammer fan film guys to do.
Good. Heck yeah. Oh, that's right. The Astartes guy got hired by them.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
They were getting all of them, from what I understand. I did see this here. Toxic Man Flu says, I'm watching 1984's Top Secret with a young Val Kilmer, better than any of the today. Yeah, dude, stuff from the 80s is great. I mean, T2, early 90s stuff is really good too. So I like a lot of the early 90s stuff. But yeah, all the action film, like the action genre was just
it was popping. Yeah.
I did see I saw like a trailer for a Mark Wahlberg movie. It actually looked kind of interesting. I think it's like on Paramount Plus or something though. So I'm just like, I'm not getting that. Which is CBS All Access. So this is just the rebranded CBS All Access. I'm like, no. what is it called here? It's called Infinite, and it looks pretty interesting. It reminded me a lot of. It sounds very similar to the Tom Cruise movie with Emily Blunt that they had like multiple names for.
I talk about it all the time.
I know.
Edge of Tomorrow.
Edge of Tomorrow, yes. And then it's like Love, Die, or it's like something like Kill, Die, Kill, or something like that.
Kill, Die, Repeat.
Kill,
something
Die,
like
Repeat.
that. The original, the original Japanese.
Yeah, so the trailer looked pretty cool. Because I guess he gets like reincarnated or whatever. He keeps coming back to life.
That's what Wrestler Game says. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Infinite's Mark Wahlberg is reincarnated.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yes. Yeah. It looks like Edge. It looks like it's similar to Edge of Tomorrow. Yeah. Live, Die, Repeat. Sean the Movie Man says, "I just watched all 3 John Wick films yesterday. They were epic. Too bad more movies aren't made like this today." We'll see what happens with the Highlander reboot that is coming from the first
Highlander.
Oh god.
I haven't seen the 3rd John Wick. I watched the 2nd one. I love the first one. The 2nd one, I don't know. The action seems like, I don't know. The kills just seemed a little bit repetitive.
That's those
kept doing
all killings.
He kept doing the same like roll move. He would like shoot someone.
I know what you're talking
this,
about.
Like, roll.
Yeah.
I'm just like, how many times have I seen this in this movie? In this movie so far?
Oh,
it
the
felt like
Emo roll.
Yeah.
I was so.
Except you didn't put on his mask for 1 second.
So I don't know. The first one was definitely like far more superior than the 2nd film, I thought, and I haven't seen the 3rd one yet though.
3rd one's cool.
Yeah, YouTube me says the 3rd one was great.
I liked it a lot.
He says they get better.
They got dog kills.
They got
Toxic Man Flu says
what
most
Kasagi
90
believes.
films were remakes of plots from the golden age of Hollywood.
I like that fight.
Were taken from the melodrama stage. Yeah, they really were. A lot of them were. I will agree with that. And we're getting differing opinions about Highlander. Tehillim says we don't need a Highlander sequel, and then he says they could do a Highlander. We don't need a Highlander reboot. They could do another Highlander sequel.
I agree with them because I am a big fan of both the series and the movies. Not so much the bad movies, but I would like to have it. I know Christopher Lambert's getting pretty old. I don't know if he's in the greatest of health anymore, but you could definitely have Adrian Paul involved still because he's still he's still looking pretty good. He's still active. And they could still play loosely off of some of the things established in Highlander the Source, but even though that's like, God, nobody wants to acknowledge that movie. It just, there's so much stuff they could have done off the series. That's the disappointing thing. When they made Highlander the Raven and they went with Amanda as the main character, they screwed up on that because the logical spin-off they should have went with from the series was Mythos. And, they should have got Peter Wingfield. They should have gone that direction with it. And they completely missed the boat. As much as I like Elizabeth Grayson, I like the character of Amanda. She was a supporting character. She was not meant to carry a series. And that's where the failure was on their part. And they really lost out. They missed the boat. And they could have turned the whole thing, had they done a Mythos spinoff, into a continuation movie and incorporated Duncan MacLeod and continued the whole chain, essentially, of the the characters that we knew, the immediate characters in the universe. And it just, now I'm very skeptical, and especially because it's a reboot, I'm not very enthused about it. I'm intrigued. I want to see it, but I'm not enthused.
I feel like with Highlander, you have to reboot because there's too many like conflicting. It doesn't like it needs to all be like
Well, okay.
narrowed down.
Well, the continuity
Yeah.
was the continuity was screwed up.
Yeah, it's all over the place.
You know, and that's because mainly the movies like jumped around. The series kind of established something when they did Endgame. There was still a continuity to it, even though people argued about the movie. A lot of people panned Endgame, but I thought Endgame was pretty fairly decent. It's got one of the best fight scenes still that I go back and watch. That fight between Adrian Paul and Donnie Yen is amazing. They had an awesome fight in that movie, and it just people weren't happy that Connor passed the torch in that movie, if you will. Christopher Lambert's character finally got killed off because Duncan had to be the one to take his quickening in order to face the big bad in the movie, and that kind of didn't necessarily make sense. But it just. There was stuff they could have done off the series, John.
This is why, I'm with you, me here. It has to. The problem is there can be only one, but then there's another and a couple.
Yeah, wherever that alien planet is, where all these.
Yeah, well, that's why. Well, here's the thing with people don't really acknowledge that movie. They don't really acknowledge Highlander 2 happened because it screwed up the canon so badly.
Yet here we are.
It's just one of those things where I mean, if they were going to do something, I want to at least have Adrian Paul involved to a degree, to kind of bring some continuity to it, because that's the only way that they can go now, because Duncan is the only person that can bring some continuity in, because as Capitano alluded to, Christopher Lambert isn't in the greatest of health.
Yeah, I don't know. So for me, if you're going to do a Highlander reboot, I think you said it in the past, you don't actually do anything
with the McLeods.
Yeah, with the McLeods. If you're going to do a McLeod, or if you you're just rebooting it. So I think you'd have to do it with the McLeods, and then you don't.
Clancy Brown.
You start in the past, and then the next movie is you move up to the time frame or whatever. So you're not getting to that last battle until when you feel like your box office is declining or something like that. So instead of showing all these different time periods in one movie and then getting to the end.
To heal him, I like your idea of the Watchers. I like that because there's a lot of really interesting facts, especially watching the series, that came out about the Watchers. I mean, what did they keep in their database? Just what records of what immortals did they have? Who were is that
the U.S. government people?
They're not U.S. government people. They're just the people, the Watchers kind of just chronicle, keep track of what's happening in immortal history. Okay. Essentially, they're almost historians.
Yeah, that could work. You have as an anthology series, so you look at different. Each episode would be a Watcher talking about an immortal.
Yes, oh my God, John coming up with the killer ideas right here.
Yeah.
Again, a better show than what they probably already have.
Anthology series are literally super. I feel like they're super underrated. There's so many cool things you could do with them.
Right.
The Mandalorian should have been an anthology series, and
or
just him going on different missions, showcasing his different missions.
Mandalorian should have been a lot of things, but
yeah, could have been a lot. But I don't know. For I do think with a reboot, you have to. It needs to be a period piece, and it needs to just stay in that period because of that problem with there can be only one. So you can't just have him fighting the end boss in the first movie if you want to. The Highlander is a franchise, so they're going to try and franchise it. So if you want a second one, you can't be killing off you can't be like, I've got the prize at the end of the first movie.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they also need to like tell me what the prize actually is. Because I thought it was supposed to be like he gets to live his life as a human. Then they changed it.
Yeah, they changed it. Supposedly the prize was just having the quickening of all the most powerful immortals combined. When you kill the most powerful one, it's just it varies. I thought that it should have been just living a normal life should have been the thing, because that would have been a nice touch. They tried to do that sort of.
You become immortal. The prize is becoming immortal, right?
They tried it. Now they try to do that with Highlander the Source, but again, Highlander the Source is so bad. I mean, it's just so laughably bad of a movie that the execution is so screwed up, and it sucks because there's a lot of good characters that are in that movie, and just the movie is just so terrible that it did a disservice to the franchise. Like Highlander the Source and also probably Highlander 2 did probably the most damage to the entire franchise that any movie features could.
Seriously, that's why I'm saying it needs to be. That's why I will argue that it needs to be rebooted, because the continuity is so messed up. You don't know what the prize has conflicted between different movies. Like who's actually like the last?
Cavitainius Highlander the Source does not exist.
Can you actually ever get the prize, because they're always adding new there can be only one Was he ever? So was Connor actually? Did he become mortal, and then they found out he wasn't mortal in the second one? What is? That's what I'm saying. So I feel like you have to reboot in order to really just go back to the Highlander 1 mythos, and that's what the prize is, and there can be only one.
We already have an idea of the Clan MacLeod from both seeing a lot of Duncan's past, seeing a lot of Connor's past. If they want to do another immortal spawned off that line, that would be fine. If they want to do a completely different immortal, that would be fine too. There's a lot of ways that
I think you have. It's Highlander, so he has to be Scottish. He has to be a Scot. In your casting.
I actually no, I agree with this.
Yeah. It has to be. If he's not a MacLeod, he has to be a Scot, though.
Yeah,
it has to be a Scot.
Yeah, I want to see it come back, because I like the whole premise of Highlander. I like the fact that they have to fight with swords. I like the fact that they have to take one another's head. That's awesome.
Yes.
But
I love that. I loved when he had to reforge his sword in the movie. I love that scene because you actually go back to Scotland.
You're thinking of Highlander 3.
Yeah, I love that.
Highlander 3, yeah. That's underrated. That's underrated entry in the series, in my opinion. I like that movie as well.
Because I felt got back to the first one, got back to the roots. Yeah, I like that one, and I love seeing this stuff in Scotland. Beautiful, absolutely gorgeous countryside.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, the entire
you got the awesome montages too of it was like a Rocky montage kind of, but it's all very Highlander.
The entire series really of movies, minus 2 and minus the Source, and then the actual TV show. It was a good representation. And there's room in the universe because there's a lot of people that are fans of Connor and a lot of people that are fans of Duncan. I personally am on Team Duncan. I am a Duncan MacLeod fan, more so over Connor, even though I like Connor a lot as well. I just really like Adrian Paul. I thought he did a great job. I just want to see, something. I want to see the franchise done justice, and so do the fans of the franchise. That's what I'm concerned about with the whole reboot idea.
I think this is what I think you can't use Connor, you can't use Duncan. You just have to create another Scott. I think that's what it's got to be. But you also like reboot you reboot it too. So we'll see what happens. I mean, the guy from John Wick's doing it. He says he wants to make it a sword like John Wick was with guns. He wants to do this with sword fighting.
I mean,
we'll see.
okay. I'm
What are your
skeptical
thoughts,
because it's
Don?
2021, but
the only thing that's like it's got Henry and it's got the John Wick guy. That's not to say Henry hasn't made like the Enola Holmes is
Enola Holmes.
And
The Witcher.
And The Witcher was so
Yeah, but if you think about it, and I don't know how much of the series you ever watched, John, but
I haven't watched any of the TV show.
But the series was built on really good sword fight sequences. So I'm ecstatic that the guy wants to do a lot of exotic swordplay because that's a staple. You have to do that if you want a good representation of the Immortals and what they're about. But it's just I don't know. I'm just concerned about how they present.
Yeah, I think this was this 3. Mario Van Peebles playing the wizard in 3.
Yeah, Mario Van Peebles was in it. He was the big bad, and then God, there's a really hot.
The woman finds him in like a archaeological dig, right?
Yeah, she finds this like a sharpening stone almost or whatever.
Yes.
Thing that
for the sword.
Yeah, and she puts the whole thing together, which Deborah Unger is the actress, by the way. God, she was tasty looking in that movie. It's that's essentially the premise of it. So you're right on with that, John. But I like that movie. I'm on of the same opinion as you. She's
the French chick. She played because that's when they show the French Revolution and stuff too, right?
Yeah, I want to say that.
I like the third one too.
Yeah, that's the third one that we're talking about that you're thinking of, and it's really good because
need to rewatch Highlander 3 then. Thank you, Mark.
Because Mario Van Peebles at one point, because Connor has like I think an adopted kid in that movie, and
he does. He does.
And Mario Van Peebles at one point kidnaps the kid, and he has to go and rescue him and everything. So it was good. I like 3. 3 is a subject of debate for some fans, but I like 3. I thought that it was a good movie.
Ooh, Resvergram. That's more up my alley.
Yeah, he says on the DVD there's a special sword choreography. They explain how each immortal uses different sword style.
Yeah.
You missed YouTube me called you out, Spencer. He's like, you've been chasing that fly all street.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know.
Was that what
that's what that
I wasn't sure what that was.
I finally got him.
Got him.
That was my hands. I just slapped him.
All right, it is.
Take my enemies out.
20 episodes.
Got him good. There can be only one.
Yeah, there can be only one annoying creature in this stream.
It's we're 20 past midnight now, so I think we're gonna wrap it up. Thank you all for joining us. This was a great stream. Had a lot of fun. It's good to see Drew. Good to see Don as well. It's good to see all of you guys.
Yeah.
And I know we're all. It was a great stream. I had a lot of fun. We talked a lot of stuff. We covered a lot. So,
Lord of the Rings.
We will be back. We will be back doing this next week. Black Pill stream, 9 p.m. Eastern time every Wednesday. And then I'm not sure if we're going to be doing any bounty breakdowns this week. I know Spencer's traveling right now, and then I'm going to be. I got a lot of stuff happening on Friday, but and maybe we'll do something tomorrow. We'll see.
We'll see
what happens. Yeah, thank you all for joining us. I'll throw it to you, Spencer. What do you got in the works?
Yeah, guys, as always, thanks for hanging out on Wednesday. It is a pleasure every Wednesday to see everybody in the chat and everybody on the panel. As John mentioned, I am currently traveling, as you can notice from my prison background, which is not my usual wall scrolls and everything.
I thought you were John Cena at first.
Mm-hmm. Right?
Yeah.
It's a little bit better condition.
Are you being held in a can? What?
He's camping.
Tell them quick. Or I got to do the Morse code through blinking like the soldiers did in Vietnam.
Yeah.
But aside from while traveling, I am still writing. Got articles coming out tomorrow probably on the website. But aside from that, I will be back to see everybody on Wednesday for the next Black Pill stream. And if something comes our way, I'll probably find a way to see you all sooner for another Bounding Breakdown with John and whoever's around.
All right, Don, what do you got?
I've got an article coming up about Sony wanting to get their stuff with the Marvel franchise. Dude, Sony, why would you want to? Why would you want to at this point? It's on the down. But yeah, that's coming soon. And then, dude, it's been a hectic week. I'll tell you off stream. But yeah, thanks for sticking with us. I know every eye that is seeing us right now is being taken away from mainstream media and the bullshit they're trying to push and the agendas they're trying to push. And we appreciate you guys for doing that. It is a thankful moment when guys with a $5 budget can beat out these billion-dollar industries. And we're ever grateful for you guys just tuning in.
I think we're at 10 now. I think we're in the big leagues.
Yeah, we've graduated to $10.
Yeah.
What do we get for $10?
What does Fat Steven say? Is my microphone is infected? So
yeah, your microphone's infected.
$10 microphone. All right, Drew, what do you got?
All right, so guys, don't forget tomorrow the Pegasus Actual podcast, and also if you're a fan of Comics Division's content, while he continues to recover from his surgery, I will be hosting the Thursday Night Throwdown on my channel. So we kind of got a double feature of sorts tomorrow with Pegasus Actual, and then probably a little bit of a break for about 45 minutes, an hour, and then we'll come in with Thursday Night Throwdown, and that'll be fun. It was fun last week hosting the Throwdown, and I know it's going to be a good one again this week. Many of you that are in the chat tonight were there, so always appreciate the support. I'm closing in shortly on 600 subscribers, so keep getting the word out about my channel, and I appreciate, again, the support. It's always great hanging with the best chat on YouTube. And look for my writing again soon. I need to get back in the swing of things writing. So now that I'm up and, it seems like the computer's in working order for the time being, let's get that going. So I'm going to see if I can figure out some good stuff to start throwing on the site again for you. So look for my future articles as well.
All right, with that, hope you all have a great night, and we will see you next Wednesday for the Black Pill stream, and then maybe before that for a Bounding Breakdown, maybe Thursday or Friday. We'll see. Thank you. Have a great night, and see you later.
Take it easy.
Night, guys.